Yes, everybody, and welcome back to High on Homegrown, the Cannabis podcast from Percy'sGrowroom.com. I am Macky from the UK, and joining us this week, we have Dr. Margaret. Oh, sorry, hold on, Margaret, sorry.
What?
We have Dr. Margaret. There you go.
You did say that.
Yeah, no, but I didn't do the desktop audio, so people couldn't hear you.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
God.
I gotcha, because it sounded fine from my end. Anyway,
Professional.
Yes. Well, it's
Scene.
professional because
Started.
I do the intro for the show, and sometimes you guys are still talking in the background, so I don't undo the desktop audio straight away because people can't hear you then. And then when you guys have stopped talking, I open it up. That's what usually
I
happens.
see. All
Yes.
right. Well, now we know. So,
No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes,
It's
Mark.
just trying to blame us. That's what it is. That's what.
Of course, I can't
As
accept
per
blame
the
like that.
usual.
Jesus,
I've already accepted
think
blame,
I am.
isn't he?
Ah,
before.
gosh.
Anyway, hi,
Yeah.
I'm Margaret. I host Bite Me, the show about edibles, and it's a gloomy day here in Ontario.
It sounds gloomy. He was like, "Yeah, I'm
Does it?
Margaret. Fuck Canada. Fuck it." Have you not had
well.
any nice days yet?
Actually, yesterday was beautiful. It wasn't
Nice.
it was like 10 degrees Celsius, which wasn't super warm, but it was so sunny. It was really nice.
Yeah, when you've had them real
Yeah.
cold temperatures, it makes a difference. Even just 10
Oh,
degrees
yeah.
is good enough. You know,
Oh, that
gosh.
sunshine was glorious. And the days are so much longer now. It's amazing.
Oh, summertime's coming.
Yes.
Summertime's coming.
So
Beautiful.
exciting.
Yes. What are you saying, Billy? How's the fog?
Well, there's no actual fog here today, mate. Fucking
No
miracle.
way. Oh my gosh.
Quite sunny, but it's cold wind though. Cold wind still here.
Mm-mm.
We've had lots of wind recently, like super winds. Not that
Yeah,
super, but
Billy's
like
had lots
40
of
mile
wind.
an hour.
See?
Yeah, 40 mile an hour wind. So it's been quite smelly in the bedroom.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yes, we have Smee. What's going on, Smee?
Flying by the seat of my pants. Yeah, it's good. It's nice and warm. Been just a normal week for me here in West Korea. Chilling. Went for a tattoo, so I'm a little bit achy on the leg. So just resting for the next couple of days. Hoping
Sweet.
for some nice weather.
Cool, man. Well, we had the week off last week. If anybody didn't realise, I'm sure you all did. But yeah, we wasn't here last week. And last week, I've been ill all week. I've had this seasonal cold that's going around. Man, I'm still feeling a little bit shit now. Much better than what I was. But last week, like on last week's show, Sunday, I would have been too ill to do the show anyway. It was ridiculous.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah,
There's
it
been a
was
lot
bad.
going around,
It
though,
was
it feels
bad.
like.
Mhm,
I know a lot of people who've been sick.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, it's the seasonal thing. It's changing the seasons, isn't it? But instead of that, the missus wanted to go to a farm which had seals in it. So we had to drive 4 hours to the other side of Wales, even though I was feeling like shit. 4 hours one way, 4 hours back to go see this farm. But it was nice. Got to feed the animals and all that shit. It was definitely different from setting up a live stream. Did you do anything nice, Margaret? Did you do anything nice for Easter?
Yeah, I had family over because it was Easter, so everyone has time off. So that was kind of nice. I also made an Easter piñata,
Nice.
so that was
Nice.
fun because paper mache was on my 2026 bingo card, so I was able to check that off.
Okay.
And
Random.
I know. Actually, it's not that random because as a kid growing up, every birthday party that my mom had always had a piñata. There was always a piñata. My sister, me, I've seen pictures from all kinds of other family gatherings. There's always a piñata. So I made one. It looked really weird, but it worked. And the kids are already like, can we have talking about the piñata for the next time? So
Awesome.
it was
Nice.
successful. Yeah,
The tradition
it
has
was
been
fun.
set. Nice, Margaret. Nice.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Smee? Did you do anything nice for the Easter there?
Yeah, we had a well-earned rest with the missus. She owns her own business, so we don't get to have many holidays. But Easter time with the extra Good Friday and the Monday, it's like a little mini holiday for us. So literally just, we just stayed at home and chilled. But it was as good as going away for a holiday. Not having to get up and do the grind on days that you normally would do. So yeah, Missus got a good rest, and I played Minecraft.
All right, I've heard of this
That's my
Minecraft
life.
game. Yeah, I've heard of this Minecraft.
Oh, you've heard of it, have you?
Yeah, I heard of this.
That's not what I heard.
It's all I
Stay-
fucking hear about nowadays, Margaret.
I know, stay the fuck away.
But yeah, it's been good.
Stay away.
What about you, Billy? You
Fucking
do anything nice
Minecraft
over Easter?
junkies. No, I just chilled, man. But I've had a few Easters before where I've been like nailed on a Friday night, like completely hammered, and then woke up in a cave on a Sunday. So I
Oh,
can, I
right,
can
right.
feel where he's coming from.
It's a while ago that was though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a while ago. That yeah.
But yeah, man, it was nice to have a week off. But it always feels strange because we've been doing the show for so long. When it's Sunday and I'm not doing the show, it's like I'm supposed to be doing something now, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
weird.
it did feel a bit odd
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
But
Mind you, you
good to
get
be
all
back.
the fucking tourists here, Emmets, as they driving around in their Range Rovers and Defenders and super
Mhm.
large cars and all of that, Porsche
Mhm.
Cayennes and shit.
Yeah, of
Wankers.
course. John isn't here. He's doing his
Oh, yeah,
volleyball
talking of
cheerleading.
wankers.
Yeah, he just reminded me there, you know. But yeah, you might have seen as well, which we'll discuss in the forum news after we've covered the news. Right, there's loads of stuff going on over at the forum right now. Lots of updates, some changes, new modern look, faster pages. It's very cool. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. What are you smoking on? I've got hash this week, everybody.
You do?
Get
Yeah,
in.
I got some hashish, delicious. I just grind that up with a little bit of herb, and I put that in my mighty there, and fucking very nice. Very
Make
nice.
a mole. So you
Mm.
mix the hash with the weed in a mole. So you mix it with your fingers beforehand.
Yeah, that's what I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then of course I got whiskey here. I've got this. Let me see what this is. This is Bushmills Black Bush Irish whiskey. I think Irish whiskey is my favourite kind of whiskey. It's,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Scotch is nice.
Better
I
than
don't like
Scottish.
bourbon so much. Bourbon's okay. It depends on what you're getting as well. But out of the three main ones, the Scotch, the bourbon, and the Irish, every Irish whiskey I've tried is like, this is some good shit. So I really like the Irish. And shout out to the Irish as well. We stand with you. That's right.
That's it. Get your tractors out for the lads.
That's
Hell yeah.
right. What are you smoking, Billy? What you got?
Yeah, I've got some hash too. I've also, like I said, mixed it with in a mole, but made like blunts with it as well. So
Just took a sip
Nice.
of that
Yeah.
whiskey. So good. So good.
I'm drinking Earl Grey tea, mate. I'm a bit more refined.
All right.
Well,
all right.
hash and tea does go well together, though.
Oh, for
So
sure.
hash and
For
whiskey as
sure.
well, so yeah.
Just Irish Grower in the
that
chat says,
earthiness,
does that
isn't it?
include me? If it's the Irish Grower that we know, I think that, yeah, that is Irish. Then no, it doesn't include you, mate. We know your secret. Yeah, it's the inside joke. Sorry, everybody. But yes, me, what you got?
It's a triple header on the hash.
Oh,
I've got a hash too.
wait,
Really? I don't
Margaret.
have edibles today. I have edibles. I made gummies this morning.
Well, I've got edibles too.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes
So I've
without
got s-
saying for Smee.
I've got some
really.
chocolate edibles this week instead of gummies. And
Ooh.
not only have I got hash in the Mighty, but I've also used the hash that I've already used in the Mighty, the decarb stuff, and I put it in my coffee that I'm drinking right now. So I've got hash in my coffee,
Nice.
The triple
edibles,
threat.
and some hash in my Mighty. So yeah, triple header.
Let's get to Smee's story first.
I
then,
was going to
all
say,
right?
yeah, read your story first.
I've not taken it all yet, Macky. I
Yeah,
have
don't
learned
matter,
a small lesson.
He's holding back. He's holding back. What you got, Margaret?
I just said I have gummies. I do
Just-
have some Northern Dream in my
You got a drink
my
or
vape
anything?
too. I do actually. I have a cranberry emerald hour that I have mixed with a little sparkling water to give it some bubbles. It's quite nice.
Nice. Oof. Just got hit by that whiskey. and the
Irish
whiskey there, same
growers
time.
calling us
Ooh.
bastards. He's been a bit offensive and he's talking about his
Yeah.
love life or something as well.
That's offensive. That is Irish. Macky, I was in the Bushmills this weekend. I had some Black Bush. Beautiful. Nice Irish. He's there at the
Oh,
source.
he's talking about something else. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
his love life there.
I thought he was
no.
talking about Grace Jones, but yeah.
He is talking about Bush, just not that kind. You know what
Ah.
I'm saying? But with that, everybody, we do have some news stories to get to. And I think we should let it begin before Smee falls asleep over there. Let's go. So we got 4 stories to cover instead of the usual 5 because John isn't here, and I didn't want to rush every article like we do have to sometimes to try and fit it into the hour. So we should be able to do this at a nice steady pace and get some of these articles covered. But the one from Smee is very important. I think we need to cover that one straight away. Not just because Smee is going to get wasted but because this is an important one, man. You want to talk about your story here, Smee?
Yeah, it's a marijuana, as they like to call it.
Marijuana.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's a cannabis breathalyzer. Is one step closer to becoming to coming to market. So, yep. And there's a little video that plays on this, so I'm going to stop that video so it doesn't get out of hand. But yeah, a marijuana breathalyzer is a step closer to coming to the market after researchers tested the theory using a 3D printer. There have been 24 states plus Washington, D.C. that have legalized cannabis, including for recreational use, according to the employee screenings firm DISA Global Solutions.
Right, they didn't tell us what the DISA means, so we're going to take some guesses. What are you guessing, Smee?
Did I shit again?
I like it.
I don't know how you
Sorry,
top
top
that.
of my head.
Yeah, I was going to ask everybody else, but what can we really say? Go on, Margaret, you got any guesses there?
I'm not really, no.
No. Oh, no. Okay, Billy, I know you've got something. What you got? Nothing.
Probably drugs in someone's arse.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was thinking
Okay, that's
dildos in
nice,
secret
yeah.
areas. Oh,
Yeah,
that's what you
yeah,
was gonna say.
yeah, dildos in secret areas. There you go. That's not too bad.
Jesus, let us know what you think in the comments in the chat, everybody. What was the DISA stand for there? There you go. Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, Smee.
No, don't be sorry. That was hilarious. So yeah, as the drug becomes more popular, authorities need to find a better way to catch drivers using cannabis, as it is still against the law to drive under the influence of any drug. In 2023, it was announced that Manuel Alves, a professor of forensic science in Virginia Commonwealth University, had set out with a team of researchers to develop a THC breathalyzer that could deliver results within minutes and differentiate between THC and CBD to reduce false positives.
Wow.
That is good, because that was going to be one of my questions straight away, was what if you're on CBD? But apparently, yeah, they can differentiate. So with this approach, this is a quote, with this approach, we reduce the number of accidents caused by impaired drivers, making roads safer for all of us, Alves said at the time. When a device like this is public, drivers know that they can be caught using cannabis, and this could act as a deterrent for people considering using cannabis before getting behind the wheel. The result of a study was published last month by the Justice Department, which helped to fund the research.
Oh,
Researchers,
follow
yeah.
the money.
Yeah, this is it. So researchers used 3D printed test cartridges with fast blue dyes to determine if they could detect the chemicals Delta-9, THC, CBD, and CBN. All three chemicals are found in cannabis, but THC is the main one responsible for causing the high. The color analysis showed two primary clusters, one containing CBD and another containing Delta-9, THC, and CBN, suggesting early evidence of a hue based selectively for certain analytes. Is that it?
Yeah, I would say.
According to the study, analytes are substances that are analyzed in a lab test. Overall, this project established foundational data supporting the feasibility of a portable, low-cost chloromatic tool for detecting cannabinoids using 3D printed cartridges and readily accessible reagents, a study read. While researchers acknowledge more testing is needed, they said study provides a proof of concept framework for future roadside or point of collection testing technologies.
Okay.
Which
I reckon it's analytes, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
analytes, yeah, of course it is. How did I miss that one?
Mhm.
Yeah, it must be. That's the letters. That's
Is
what
that
it
how you do the breathalyzer? Using the anal?
What about analites?
Yeah, that as well.
Anal
Anal
lettuce.
eaters.
Analitis.
Analitis.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the concern I have with this kind of thing is just because there is the presence of THC, CBD, whatever, just because the presence in there, it doesn't mean that they are intoxicated. This is
Correct.
the concern. Just because somebody might have had a couple of tokes on a joint doesn't mean that they're not capable of driving or operating heavy machinery and shit like that.
And
you know?
that
It's
couple
down
of
to
talks,
impairment, isn't it? So
Exactly, yeah.
and this is it. That couple of talks could have been taken a week ago
Yeah, that's
You-
what
you-
I was wondering. Like,
because
is
Yeah,
it testing for
it's
cannabis that you consumed like yesterday
Recently,
or
exactly
while you're
recently.
behind the wheel?
Mm.
It doesn't really talk about that.
That's always been my biggest when it comes to these breathalyzer things. It's like, yeah, but it stays in your system for up to 28 days, and for people like
Yeah,
heavy
but is that
users,
gonna
even
be-
longer.
I think with things like this, because it sounds like the type of test it is, and I might be wrong, it's going to be like the breathalyzer where you're going to blow into it. So I would assume that's going to pick up things that are on your breath recently. You know, so if you smoked a joint recently, you know how you can smell smoke on somebody's breath if they've been smoking recently.
Mhm.
It's got to be something like that, picking up shit that it would be smelled on their breath by this device, for lack of a better way of explaining it.
So use a dry herb
know?
vaporizer? Is that what
I was
you're
going to
saying?
say, does
Yeah,
it just
a bit
then
less stinky.
pick up
Mhm.
combustion, or does it pick up like cannabis vaporizer? Because I can
Mhm.
use my dry herb vaporizer, and there's no combustion there.
Yeah, you don't really get that same smell.
And
Also, it's
I can
interesting
definitely
this.
eat edibles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting
mhm.
that these researchers are doing this when a lot of the research has also suggested that legalization has not increased roadside problems or like increases
Mhm.
in traffic accidents in most places where they've legalized.
Mm.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But hey, let's solve this problem.
Yeah, they solved this problem, mate, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at the people who fucking sponsored it as well, who paid for the study to take place. It's you always follow the money. They have incentives to make sure that they have this kind of thing, but it's just concerning. Because can you hear the rain? Can you hear that?
I can hear the rain because it's literally raining here.
Oh right.
Mm.
I mean,
But
it's not really loud, but I can hear the rain through my headphones right now. It's pissing down out there. That's crazy.
Holy
You can't hear that?
crap.
no.
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
got good noise
Good suppression.
cancellation on your
Yeah,
microphone.
good
there.
suppression, man. Yeah, good shit. But anyway, yeah, interesting story. We're gonna see how this develops over time. I'm sure we'll see more of it, and there's gonna be ways you can beat it as well. You know, because people always find that stuff out as well. If it's just
Oh,
blowing
yeah.
into a thing and watching the color change in some kind of blue, they'll figure out how to get around it.
Yeah.
Jesus. I hear loads of beeping now.
crazy.
Oh, I'm really distracted. Hold on for a second. Sorry. That's
making sure
why.
the end of the world ain't.
No,
going on.
I didn't have the noise cancelling on my headphones, so I can hear what's going on outside
Oh.
my headphones. Now I have the noise cancelling on. Yeah, so now I can't hear the rain. So maybe that's why I don't usually hear it. Okay. Fixed. Interesting
rid of
story there,
the
Smee.
outside
Nice
world.
one. That's right.
Yeah,
yeah,
it wasn't a
is
bad one, that
beautiful.
one.
It is beautiful when the noise cancelling is on. Which one should we do next? Let's talk about Ontario. Did I say that correctly, Margaret?
No.
Oh,
Ontario?
shit.
I mean, most Canadians would say Ontario.
Ontario.
Ontario. There you go. Yes, Ontario. Not
Yeah.
Ontario.
Well, I got to be careful how I say things. I was playing chess with a friend not so long ago, and I was explaining you could have done this, could have done that. If you did this, you would have had a lot more options. And it's like, you sounded like an American then when you said options, and I'm like, I didn't, did I? Yeah, it was taking the piss out
Options?
because of my accent when I said options. Instead, I said options rather than options.
Options?
Options. I don't know what he heard, but that's not what I said. But I watch a lot of American streamers when it comes to chess playing, and maybe I'm just picking up the way they pronounce words. So you just yeah, it's one of the things I'll do sometimes. You just pronounce things in the wrong dialect, apparently. Anyway,
Well, you're forgiven.
Ontario.
Ontario, yes, is considering allowing cannabis stores to open 2 hours earlier. So Ontario is currently seeking public feedback on a proposal to allow cannabis stores to open as early as 7 a.m., 2 hours earlier than the current 9 a.m. allowance. Ontario's Ministry of the Attorney General is seeking feedback on the proposal to amend provincial regulations. Under the current regulatory framework, the permitted hours for cannabis retail stores to operate in Ontario are between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m. The formal change requires amendments to those provincial regulations. The MAG, which is the Attorney General, Ministry of Attorney General, is also proposing regulations to allow cannabis delivery services to pick up products as early as 7 a.m., although permitted delivery times will remain 9 to 11, mirroring the delivery rules for alcohol retailers. You can order alcohol at 7 a.m. Interesting. I didn't even know that. In a public notice, the MAG says that the proposal would reduce regulatory burden by giving retailers greater flexibility in setting their operating hours. It would also support increased profitability by enabling stores to open 2 hours earlier each day. The agency says that it hopes such changes will, over time, help legal cannabis retailers to better compete with unlicensed illicit retailers who and would create operational efficiencies for inspectors at the AGCO, which is the Alcohol Gaming Corporation of Ontario. The consultation is open to the public from April 9th to April 24th of this year. The proposed changes are not expected to result in new compliance costs and are expected to reduce regulatory burden for private cannabis retailers by allowing greater flexibility in operating hours. The proposed changes are also not expected to result in any new operational costs for the AGCO and would create efficiencies for inspections through alignment with the hours of operation and the alcohol retail framework.
Right.
So you might be able to get your weed at 7 a.m. maybe.
I think it's just stupidness.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, when you're smoking, sometimes, I mean, it's different for us home growers because we've always got weed. But you know, when you have to go out and buy weed, sometimes you're going to run out at 1 o'clock in the morning and be like, could do one more joint before bed. And then you can't go out and get it because it's past 11 o'clock. What kind of bullshit is that?
You're saying they should be open later, not earlier.
With 24 hours a day, what the fuck? If the shop's open, it should be able to sell these things. And we have these things in the UK as well where they restrict alcohol sales at certain times. And I just think it's ridiculous. Because there's people who work night shifts. Somebody might not finish work until 5 o'clock in the morning. And then he's going to be on his way home. Because I've been there drinking a beer at 6 o'clock in the morning on the way home on the bus. And people are like, fuck you know, what a degenerate. I've just done a fucking 14-hour shift, you motherfuckers. I'm going to have a beer. I don't care if your kid's on the way to school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like everybody is in the same position. And buying cannabis at 4 o'clock in the morning, for example, might just be what time somebody's finished work and wants to get some weed before they go to bed. And now they can't until, 9 o'clock in this place. You know, it's, I don't know. I think it should be available 24 hours a day. That's what I think. But that's just my perspective. What do you think, Billy?
The only thing that sucks is for like the staff. I mean, you have to show up to work now at 7 o'clock in the morning because they're like, well, somebody might walk in the door and buy some weed.
It's extra hours. No, maybe
I guess.
it's as a result they're gonna be able to hire another person, which is another job. You know,
Extra hours at, it's a retail job. Not that it I don't know. I've worked in a dispensary before, and I worked there when they changed it so that the retailers could open at 9 a.m. And it was
Wow.
like 9 o'clock. It was so fucking dead. Nobody.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I didn't want to get all stereotypical and shit, but what kind of stoners getting out of bed at 9 o'clock in the morning anyway? They're gonna go for all this, and nobody's even gonna be there.
I was thinking the exact
Now,
same
maybe
thing.
someone who's working, they've got to be at work at 9 a.m. and they need
Yeah,
their medication before they go to work, sort of thing. It ain't just stoners, it's people working, people
Absolutely.
use it a lot.
You can
and
have it
shit.
delivered though too if you want. You can order it up and have it shipped to maybe your office or wherever. Like you don't necessarily even have to show up at the store.
But what happens if you need to though? Just because of some people do need to, so it's there for people for the need, isn't it? It's a dispensary for medication, so it should
That's it.
open up.
Mm-hmm.
Why should it have its hours restricted?
it.
It should be down to each shop. If they want to open up at 5 a.m., they've got to get someone up and pay someone to do it. Then that's what they're going to do. It's down to them. Restricting hours is just stupid. Just because it's medication, you're restricting a medical product. Then, what if I need my medication at 6 a.m. and I've run out? So I've got to wait there in pain for an hour and then be in pain to get to the,
Yep.
So coffee shops open at 7 a.m. in Amsterdam. Seemed as normal.
That's it. There shouldn't be any government restrictions on it. I agree with you, Billy. Like the government shouldn't be restricting when it can and can't be sold. That's on the dispensary or the store that's selling it to decide when they open.
Yeah, that's how it should be. And some of the big major supermarkets in West Korea can do that. I know that the local one near me can sell alcohol 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah,
they close on a
petrol
Sunday
garage
for a
now
certain
can
amount
do
of
that.
time, but that's their decision to close. Not they're not under any obligation to not sell at that time. If they were open for that time, I'm sure they'd sell. But there's no regulation for those guys, so I can't see why it should be regulated anyway.
I agree. I agree. But it's a step in the right direction. We can't just slate it and be like, oh, it's a pile of shit. Because, it is a step in the right
Yeah, it's a
direction.
pile of
And
shit.
eventually, it's going to get to the point where it should be available to anybody at all times of the day. Well, not anybody, the adults. Any time of the day, because people live different lives. Some people might need it for the medicine, like Billy said. Some people finish work at 6 a.m. and want to get some weed before they go to bed. It's different strokes for different folks.
Isn't
It's
it?
the
Night
same.
shift workers, man. What are they
Yeah.
going to do? Like you
Mhm.
say, they finish at 5 a.m. They've got to wait till 7.
Yep. I used to finish at 5 a.m. when I worked as a driver when I was younger, and there was one place in the town that stayed open for late night drivers like us, and it was a curry house. So we'd all late night drivers that finished at 5 o'clock in the morning,
No.
I'd meet up at this curry house and we'd all have a curry
Bro,
and a bit of a
I
giggle.
used to have a job for a couple of years where I'd start at 11 o'clock at night and finish at 9 in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's a long night.
It was bad, but it was good fun. It wasn't a shit job. It was decent. Just the
Yes.
hours were brutal.
Yep.
And if I wanted to
Yeah,
have a beer
rent
on
by
the way
hours
home,
weren't very good.
exactly, Billy. You know how it is.
Exactly,
You've been there.
Yeah.
But it's fucking hours like that are killer, and you want to have a beer on the way home. But people will look at you funny because they don't just think about it. They think you get up at fucking 8 o'clock and drinking a beer straight away when it's just not the case, So different things for different people. Interesting story. We'll see it progress as things move.
Yeah.
All the dock workers,
cool.
especially like it's quite renowned in Edinburgh and Glasgow. That you'd have like along the road, you'd have 3 pubs, and each one would be open for 8 hours, but at different times. So for 24 hours, you'd be able to go in, have a beer and a meal after work, after you finish work at the docks, no matter what time you finished. You know what I mean? And that's generally how it worked. So it's just it's bullshit. Fucking.
And that's, to be fair, in a civilized society, that's how things should be. You should have facilities for people that do work those fucking weird hours. Or,
Doctors, nurses have been in the hospital on night shifts all night.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
They
loads of them.
definitely want to go have a curry.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. There's loads of people out there. Even the police who have been out patrolling all night. Sort of. In some
they're going to want
places.
their fucking weed after work as well.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going to go want the
exactly.
bacon after work, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
We're getting triggered.
Before we start ranting again, quick
Let's
move
go on to
on.
the
Quick,
next
Billy,
one.
Billy's story.
Billy's got another one of his foreign language articles there. What are you saying, Billy? What's going on there?
Yeah, man, this is more Dutch stuff. So be prepared to learn some Dutch. So basically, over the past year, the Justice and Secretary Inspector have intensely monitored 10 growers and almost 80 coffee shops in the cannabis experiment. So it's a weed experiment that reached on the 7th of April its first anniversary since the experiment started. And this is the one where the Justice Inspector carried out 46 inspections and found 42 violations. So this is all the...
Hold on, sorry. Just what her name is Gen V.
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Billy.
Yeah, that's all right. So the inspection emphasised that there is no incidence that legal growers had a contract with the with the illegal circuits. They're not been growing and then selling illegally. It's just they've been found of irregulations within the remit of being a so-called legal grower or one of the chosen legal growers. And so they don't state which ones were found to have violations, and the violations mostly concerned were incorrect registrations in the digital registration system and non-compliance with security regulations. So sort of normal stuff, really, isn't it? People just maybe not having enough money for the security stuff, possibly. Employing 24-hour security or having extra equipment and stuff, which can be really expensive. Obviously, the registration system, just people probably maybe can't be bothered or not capable of following like the online forms, which could be super complicated or something. We don't they don't really explain that part, I don't think, at all. So for the 42 violations identified, the Gen V inspectorate explained a total of 32 sanctions. And on these considered 6 informal warnings, 13 formal warnings, and 4 intentions for a cease and desist order. So 4 cease and desist orders, 4 forfeitures and 1 intrusive conversation with the grower in question. The inspection explains that the
What's an
sanctions are
intrusive
only.
conversation? That's a weird.
Well, I would say is an interview, like a police under caution interview. Would you say
Right.
that? That'd be that sort of translation, I would guess. There,
Give
the
him a
inspection
good tell him
explains.
off, but made him stand there
Yeah.
naked or something.
Yeah, it's Dutch. So they probably whipped him a bit
Yeah,
while they had
yeah.
a windmill behind him or something.
Just to be extra intrusive.
Whipped
Put
him
these
with
clogs
tu-
on and dance.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Put these tulips in your butt and dance.
That's right.
Like, yeah, there you go.
That's what it
Keep
means,
it
everybody.
Dutch.
Just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that everybody understood what it meant. That's all. Oh.
Okay,
Now
now
we
we've
know.
clarified that.
Yeah.
The penalty payments varied in amount from 1,000 to 20,000 euros. That's a bit of a fucking gutting fine, isn't it? 20 grand just for like not filling out some forms or something. Not having. So if you didn't have it might have been cheaper to pay the 20,000 euro fine than it would to hire a security
maybe.
guard.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 security guards for 24 hours a day, isn't it? 12 hours
Yeah,
a go
definitely.
each. Yeah, that's definitely less than 20,000 euros for the year. So if this is not possible to pay on time, the payment will follow. So basically they've been given some time to rectify their problems, and if not, here's a fine. And this is how much it's going to be. So it's incentive to change your shit. So basically, the period before 2025 served as the startup period. So from January 25, the inspection. Okay, so from 2025, all the inspections they will impose all the sanctions. If you know what I mean. So you had some setup time. Then we've said like now you've got to do your shit, and now you've done your shit, so we're going to fine you. So now you've got a period of time before the fine kicks in, but that's only a short period of time as well. If you know what I mean, probably got a month or less to get it all done. Otherwise, you're going to get fined or shut down. Some have actually been issued a cease and desist order as well. So if they don't pull the finger out, that's a bit shit, innit? What have they done wrong? Like,
Yeah.
So Derek Bergman, spokesman for the Association of the Removal of Cannabis Ban Foundation, or the VOC, puts the offensive into perspective. Following an inspection, he responded on Twitter that, as far as he's concerned, the violations are not about anything, unless it is a strict registration and security requirements that he considers seriously exaggerated. Bergman is referring to the extensive track and trace system that growers are obliged to keep up with. So you've got to tag probably every single plant. Then each plant has its own QR code that must be fully traceable from seed or cutting to delivery to the coffee shop. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Track and trace for each plant.
We've
I
seen
can
that
understand
madness.
that being a bit awkward because
Yeah.
you might just lose a tag for the plant because you've got to cut it off. How are you going to tag each bud from the plant? Like it's I can understand. I'm notorious for losing tags, so I can I'd be fined 20 grand for that. It'd be like fuck off.
Madness,
Well,
isn't
they
it?
suck a
Madness,
dick.
man.
Yeah. So at the start of the experimentation, the phase from April 25 could only supply 5 out of 10 growers. So, but now of all 10 are active. So the director of Holland's Hoogtes, Holland's Day, Hoogtes, one of the
Fucking
growers
three.
describes.
Yes,
Arthur. Yeah, same. No, not 4.2. Come on, 4.2.
No,
It's
no,
garbage.
bro, it's a 3. It's a 3. Sorry, just saying.
Yeah.
Good job, though, Billy.
Yeah, well, not really. It's a 3. It's a bad job. It's like a proper munter, that is. Right? That's like some
Was a
bird
little
from
rough.
Sunderland, that is. A little rough.
Right,
Exactly.
watch
like I was
Margaret do
right,
it.
you see?
Margaret, can you say it?
Let me find it on the page. Holland
Yeah.
disease, Hoogsty.
Okay, that's a 6.
Thanks.
So she ain't doubled as good as me. Come on, that's bullshit, mate. That's favouritism there because she's a doctor, mate. Fuck off.
That's right. That's right. She's got to sign the prescription. You've got to be good.
I will put in a complaint to the complaints department. That's me, and I don't give a fuck. So bollocks.
Yeah, you're going to send a message
Yep.
to yourself.
Yeah, self.
know?
Yeah.
Is it not Hollandaise Hoogtes?
No,
Look at this posh cunt. Look at
It
fucking
is
fuck
it
off.
is sort
like,
of Hollandaise.
yeah.
Hollandaise Hoogtes.
It's Hollandse, right? Hollandse, because
Yeah.
the S is before the E. It's not Hollandaise, it's Hollandse.
Sir.
Hooks.
Yeah, Zer. Yeah, Hollandse.
Hookts.
Hoogtes.
That's surely how that's
Hooktes.
going to be sound. But anyway, Let's carry on. Sorry, Billy.
Let's carry on. That's all right. Back to qualifiers to their telegraph or the Telegraph that the differences between growers are large. Excuse me. So basically, growing cannabis is different from growing tomatoes and cucumbers, according to Bacta, really, referring to the distinction in experience and cultivation method between high-end indoor weed and the cheaper greenhouse products. According to him, customers mainly appreciate the consistent quality. Coffee shops that purchase from several illegal growers could not guarantee the taste. As legal growers, they knew exactly what they're buying. So they're just saying that the legal growers have a bit of a stamp on their quality as such, which as a legal certified grower, you probably should do. Have a bit of a seal of approval, stamp of quality, if you know what I mean. But only done by maybe done by the coffee shops, not yourself. Sort of. Simone van Breda, chairman of the Association Cannabis Retailers. Good name, Breeder.
I think it's
Cannabis.
Breda.
But I'm cannabis, so it's Breeder to me. I'm cannabis biased, so it probably is Breda, but I see Breeder. So opposite trail, that is in the beginning, there was a lot of resistance to the regulated hashish as well. So obviously regulated hash is a bit different, which tastes different and it's more expensive than the Moroccan hash, obviously, because you've got to cultivate the plant here, not outdoors. Most of the customers have now switched, she says. Manager of Bourjongas in Almere points to the Telegraph on a concrete advantage. They know exactly what they're purchasing and simply receive an invoice. So odor nuisance remains a point of attention. So the smell, obviously, especially in Wont an Zee, which is probably a part of Amsterdam somewhere, where the largest nursery in the country is located, or even it's just outside then. So it's a part of Holland, then I assume, namely Can Adler. Local residents are complaining about the air coming from the greenhouses, and the people have indicated they want to get rid of the nursery completely. So all the local municipality, local council, all the local Karens. So it's now, so basically they want to get air filters that have cost around €3 million.
Jesus.
Ooh, yeah, and it shit, man.
What a crock of shit.
Boy, you just pay a 20,000 fine, wouldn't you? No wonder no one's fucking.
Yeah,
It's like, how much is a fine? 20,000. Fuck that. Yeah, take it all day long. Like £3 million because someone don't like the smell of weed growing.
Billy loves to take it all day long as well, don't you, Billy?
Oh yeah, too
Just
right.
saying.
But it's like, what about the like people who live in the country about the smell of cow shit? They probably don't mind that. Fucking hell. So despite progress, the illegal market is still in serious competitor. They say research shows that a gram of weed in coffee shops on average of more than €11 before the experiment, while the illegal market is just around €7. Illegal providers will also work with delivery services around the volume discounts, which maintains price and convenience. Around the outside of the coffee shop. Yeah, that's the thing is, when you want to go to a coffee shop, you only can really buy 5 grams of each thing at a time. It's like limited. When you want to go and buy an ounce or something for the week, or even more for your month's supply, then you have to go to the black market. You have no choice if you're going to get bulk discounts. Like, so that's restrictive in that manner. So that's where Holland fell a lot as well. Is a lot of the locals just won't buy coffee shop stuff unless they're local. They might go and buy a pre-rolled joint because they don't have to take their weed about with them everywhere. But if there's stuff at home, they'll go and buy ounces or more off the black market. So that's where the coffee shops are losing out here big time. So the Member of Parliament for D66 and the driving force behind the experiment, Just Sneller, he said he remains optimistic. He writes that every euro that does not end up in the hands of organised crime but ends up with a bona fide entrepreneurs, it's a game for the rule of law, which is good in a way. but because it's
It
restricted
depends
to
on
the
what
amount of
your
growers, it's bad.
definition of organized crime is. Because if the money's ending up in the hands of the government, I would still consider that organized crime. But that's
Yep,
just my
that's a
perspective.
good point. Yep, allegedly.
Allegedly, thank you, Billy.
Yeah, allegedly. Yep, allegedly.
That's right.
So, Faster states that the 50-year-old tolerance policy maintains a relevance model for criminals. Sorry. So, the first experiences of growers, mayors, and coffee shop makers make him optimistic that regulation of cannabis cultivation is way better for the safety and public health is possible, which is right. If you sort of got to use sort of say how you're growing medium, what nutrients you're using, that type of thing. If you got to sort of write it all down, and that people become a bit more sort of like, I'll try to look more healthy to my possible consumers, I suppose. That's because that's what we are. We're all just consumers. So the better, more healthy product you can offer your consumer, the more obviously people are going to buy. And that's what he's basically stating here. The historian Arjan Nutschen of the University in Amsterdam, who follows the experiment, mainly hears positive voices from the municipals and the consumers. He points out that previous controversial tests, such as the heroin experiment, ultimately led to lasting policies. He added that the choice remains with policies, but this is difficult to defend the experiment on moral grounds if the test goes well, which is right. If it's success, then they got to basically okay it across the board, haven't they? So researcher Nicole Malster warns that a premature ending for the mayor would just lead to consequences. Coffee shops would go back to older suppliers. They'd be no longer there. Growers who have invested millions would just drop out, and then where else are they going to go? They're going to have to go to the black market again after investing all that, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
And the customers have then got to get used to different products again, which causes more chaos and lawsuits. So, like the mayor Paul Depler of Breeder, one of the participating municipals, joins a call for acceleration. So, which is good. The local mayor saying we want to accelerate this quickly. It's taking too long. Right. So, if the Netherlands wants to get rid of their hypocritical tolerance policy in 4 years' time, it must take action quickly. So they want to end the experiment in 2029 and then say that's it, it's done, and that's it. They don't want to roll it anymore. It's meant to go on for another 1.5 years as well. So, but they want it ended straight away. So they by 2030, if it goes well, then Holland should be looking to have this across the board. You know what I mean? So you apply for a license to be a grower and supply to a coffee shop or wherever you're allowed to say it. Maybe your own shop, become your own little business.
Strange. Well, not strange.
It's not the flower markets, it's Holland. So the flower market industry would just like open up, and then the engineering of cannabis would open up again.
And it's been fine, isn't it?
$1 billion market.
It's like, why are they even getting involved? The way Amsterdam works has been fine for decades. You know what I mean? And they just want to get involved so they can try and skim some money off the top. And
that's what it is.
Just shenanigans, man. Need to get
not
involved.
Letting the people.
You know who the best regulator of this shit is? The consumer. If it's shit stuff, the consumer's not going to buy it.
Right.
Pretty
Very
fucking
true.
simple. But they don't trust our judgment. They think they know best. These governments, because they do, of course. They do. No, that's right. What would we know? We don't know anything. The government knows best. The party knows the truth.
Yeah.
Let them keep us all safe from the harms of devil cannabis.
It's nice you've corrected yourself there, Macky.
Yeah.
Well done.
2 and 2 is 5, man. We're all there. We know the score. But speaking of the devil harms of cannabis, we got a tragic story here. I don't want to take away how tragic the story is. By the way, I'm going to fucking rant about it. All right? Just saying. Because it's another one of these, man. It's like, look at all the good stories we see about cannabis, where it's like, oh, the cannabis has changed my son's life because he had epilepsy and now he only has 1 seizure a week. instead of 250 a day. And there's so many stories like that, the positive sides of cannabis, and you never see anything of them. It's very rare. You have to look for those stories. But these stories with the negative side of cannabis, the alleged negative side of cannabis, that's plastered everywhere. So we have this one here this week. This is from the BBC, so you already know to get your salt. Medical cannabis cost my brother everything is the headline.
Boo.
Of this
It's
article
BBC.
here.
It's called
Yeah,
Boo.
BBC.
Boo.
The brother of a man who took his own life while on medical cannabis has launched a campaign to tighten rules on its access for patients with complex mental health issues. What the fuck is he talking about? Straight off, I'm a paragraph in. I'm already triggered. It's like,
Sorry.
what the fuck? What? Look at all of this.
SSRIs.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. The SSRIs that are given to people, you never hear any stories like this about them when there's quite substantial evidence that they are causing major fucking mental issues. But don't talk about that because that's given out by Big Pharma. But let's correlate cannabis as the bad guy in this story. Like cannabis is the cause. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah, let's forget that he's already a troubled kid already because he's using cannabis medically to try and make himself better. But you can guarantee he's been through 3 other treatments, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got to go through 3 other treatments first.
No, Smee, it was the cannabis. It was the cannabis, no doubt.
Swear, someone please just stab me in the eye and end it now.
The coroner said here. Look, there's the coroner. He said a coroner found that Oliver Robinson from Bury had refused help for psychiatric and addiction issues because of his use of the prescription drug. So yes, it must have been the cannabis. He didn't need to use any other drugs because he was using the cannabis. So what, was the cannabis working for him? And you wanted to give him some other shit? I don't know. Some experts say that's what it says there, which means it's not scientific consensus. It's just the opinion of a few alleged experts. Some experts say that there is a lack of evidence that cannabis can help with serious mental health issues and might make them worse. So, you know, some experts say there's a lack of evidence and it might make them worse. So what are you actually saying here? You don't know what you're fucking talking about is what you're saying here. You got no evidence. It's just some anecdotal evidence because you found a case of one guy who unfortunately took his own life and you realise that he was using cannabis too. So let's relate the two. Ridiculous, man.
How do they know he wasn't using cannabis for 2 years and that's what kept him alive for the 2 years while he was using it?
It's a good question, Billy. It's a good question. The private clinic which issued the prescription says decisions are made by a multidisciplinary team and informed by an evidence base. Alexander Robinson sits in a neat living room surrounded by memories of his younger brother. Oliver was a talented artist. His pictures lined the walls and a small sculpted rose lies on the mantelpiece. He was one of the kindest people I ever knew, says Alexander. He was incredibly loving and generous and had the gift of the gab. He loved being social, chatting to people. But Oliver had also struggled with depression and addiction problems for years. He had become a regular user of cannabis at university, first seeking help in 2016 and eventually being admitted to the Priory twice in 2019 and then late 2020. Alexander says his brother initially responded well to the treatment, but after another depressive episode in early 2022, so what's that? That's 6 years after first seeking help for cannabis. 6 years, no issues. 2022, he saw an advert for medical cannabis and decided to try some, a decision, says his family, which changed his life. Well, he's been using cannabis for 6 years.
I know, mate. This is bullshit.
It's medical cannabis, though.
It's
bullshit. Medical cannabis. That's right. It's the safer cannabis. So this is an argument that for all the years that he was using recreational cannabis, it was fine. But when he started using the medical stuff, he started suffering with these kind of suicidal tendencies. So maybe medical cannabis is the issue. Yeah, it got out of date, so it was dangerous. Medical cannabis,
dangerous stuff. Then, isn't it?
Dun, dun, dun. And again, I don't want to take away the tragedy of this guy taking his own life because it's a sad loss, you know. But they can't just go around throwing accusations around saying this is cannabis' fault. It's ridiculous. No. He started to become incredibly angry, violent, aggressive. He was punching holes in the walls around here, says Alexander. Now, I said earlier that I don't want to get into the stereotypes, but let's get into the stereotypes again. Kind of stoner gets angry and starts punching holes in the fucker. Anybody smoke weed and never feel angry? Huh? No.
Yeah,
not smoked weed.
It doesn't
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
get
sense,
I
does
say
it?
that.
Look at what my government are doing, mate. That's what makes me angry. Not the weed.
Yeah, not the weed. You know what I mean? On several occasions, he threatened to firebomb the home, the car, all in response to being unable to access cannabis or having run out of his supply. Now, that's a common trait you will find, is when people run out of cannabis, they get angry and start doing all this kind of shit. Because there are people who have more addictive tendencies. And you do see this when people have cannabis use disorder and start getting angry when they don't have it. So what was the real problem here? I mean, of course, the addiction is the problem if that's what's going on, but it's the supply of it. He ran out. If he didn't run out of his
Also-
medication, do you think he would have been able to keep a straight head? You know, it's just the same thing. Let's pretend it was SSRIs and he's run out of those. So now he's suffering consequences because he doesn't have his medicine to keep his head straight. So what was the real problem here? Was it him using the cannabis, or was it him running out of the cannabis? Because that seems to be the issue. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody who has diabetes, they will die if they don't have the insulin. So if you take away the insulin wasn't the problem. It was the lack of the insulin that caused the issue. And that's the same thing here. You've taken away somebody's medicine that they use to treat mental health conditions. And I'm not saying they took it away, you just can't get easy access to it. And as a result, he was having detrimental side effects. You know,
I was just going to say, also, they've not actually treated none of his conditions to why he's got the mental health and why he is stressed and fucking angry, if you know what I mean. So no one's dealt with that issue. So that they're ignoring that. They're just pointing at the cannabis, not at all the other failures. Wankers.
It carries on here. His family. Sorry, Smee, you were saying something?
No, it just pisses me off because coming from someone that I was given antryptyline when I first got my back problems, and antryptyline, I had to take one a night to help me sleep. But it's also used as an antidepressive, and you obviously have to take a lot more for this. But I thought I'd give the side effects a read. And within the 24 days of starting to take antryptyline as an antidepressant, you must have a sponsor to make sure you do not kill yourself, because you are more likely to have suicidal tendencies in the first 24 days when you start taking this drug.
Where's that news story? Where's that fucking news story? Huh?
And this is why I'm so triggered, Macky, because I've been on the end of that fucking antryptyline bullshit. And now I'm on the end of the cannabis thing. And it's like, I haven't had any of that antryptyline or fucking gabapentin and all that crap since I got onto the cannabis.
You know, listen to this bit.
Ridiculous.
Listen to this bit. His family
sorry,
accept
Macky.
that Oliver was also buying street cannabis, but feel that the fact that he was also being prescribed it allowed him to justify his use of it to himself. What a judgmental bunch of cunts. Just saying. Medical cannabis was first legalized in 2018 after a campaign by parents of children with severe epilepsy who suffered from frequent seizures. The law required the decision to be made by a specialist doctor on the register of the General Medical Council, the UK regulatory body. And that took fucking ages to get doctors to be able to prescribe anyway. They could only prescribe the drug if they judged that the patient had an unmet clinical need, which could not be treated with any of our licensed products. But crucially, the law didn't restrict the medical conditions which could be considered. Whatever. Just scrolling. Initially, it was thought medical cannabis would be used primarily for a limited number of cases, but the intervening years have seen a huge rise in prescriptions from 282,000 in 2023 to 659,000 in 2024, the most recent year for which there is full information. An investigation by the Times newspaper, get your salt, published in March, revealed that many of those are for adults with mental health issues like depression, PTSD, and anxiety, and claim backed by several of the patients' clinics themselves, along with observational studies. So a lot of these people prescribed medical cannabis are doing it for mental health reasons, for no reason, you know, because it don't work, you know. What the fuck are these people talking about? You telling me these hundreds of thousands of people are just getting this medicine and because it doesn't work for them? I don't know what. It obviously fucking works for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be spending all the money on it, would they? But they don't want to listen to that. They don't want to listen to what the patients want. Ridiculous.
Because you're plebs.
Yeah,
like I
that's
said
right.
earlier.
Plebes, we're all plebes. All of these prescriptions are issued by private clinics. The NHS can only generally prescribe cannabis for severe epilepsy, nausea from chemotherapy, or muscle spasms caused by multiple sclerosis. They just don't. But many experts say there is not enough evidence to support using cannabis for mental health issues, and it could even be harming some patients. And again, it's not the cannabis that made this guy angry and lose his shit. It was the lack of it. Again, it's him running out of medicine and not being able to get his medicine caused the problem. I'm not saying that this guy should be addicted to cannabis and smoking as much as he can. That's not the way. But it's medicine that he can use while he gets mental treatment he needs to overcome the trauma he has suffered. That's what needs to happen here. But they're just blaming the cannabis for the guy ending his own life. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so I could rant all day long about this shit. I saw this story and I thought I'd bring it to you. But you know what it's going to be like for the rest of this article. Everybody's just going to be telling you how bad cannabis is and how much of a terrible substance it is because of this one story that they're correlating different parts of it to make it seem like cannabis is the problem here when it's definitely not the case. And again, double standards.
Being someone that uses cannabis and mental health, all I see is a family blaming cannabis because they fucking failed in actually helping him.
Exactly.
Preach.
Exactly.
I didn't say that. Shush. Billy said that.
No, I fully agree with you, Billy.
Yeah, I said it 100%.
And what really triggers me is that if this was a guy that was addicted to heroin and he kicked off because he couldn't get his morphine, you know what I mean, dose from his thingy and destroyed stuff and took it, they'd all be like, oh, he was a heroin addict, he needs help. But cannabis is the fucking bad guy.
Yep.
Unreal.
It's ridiculous, but it's to be expected from an article from the BBC, and they'll twist things to just suit their narrative. This is what they do, allegedly. It's just it's a government propaganda piece, not even allegedly. That's what this fucking network is, the BBC. All of the networks, they're all just government propaganda pieces. Fuck 'em. Don't listen to a word they say because it's all bullshit. As you can see from this article, they just make it fit where they want it to fit. It's ridiculous. But again, just one more time, tragic loss. Nobody should ever have to go through this kind of stuff. They should get the help they need and the medicine they require to overcome these issues before something tragic like this takes place.
Yeah.
Madness, man. Madness.
But until cannabis is recognised fully as medical,
for the miracle plant it is.
Then it's just going to keep getting this. And I honestly believe it's all to do with money. Big Pharma losing hand over fist, because if this plant got into everybody's hands, then just look at, I went from having to take 4 different types of medication a day to taking 1, which is cannabis. How much money are they losing from me? That was 40 quid a month I spent on my prescriptions.
Yeah, imagine 1 million people.
Exactly.
60,
Exactly.
It's 40 million a month. But it's what was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say. Well, you're saying that you're using cannabis, but how would you feel?
Degenerate stoner.
Because Smee has a lot of access to it. Yeah, because he's a home grower and he makes his own medicine. It's all good. But what if he ran out? What if he was one of these people who doesn't have easy access to cannabis like that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And he ran out.
I dread to think it. I dread to think, mate, how I'd be.
Yeah.
Look at the mental
like
consequences that would suffer. You would suffer after that. And this is the same thing this guy went through. It's not the cannabis that caused the issue. The issues were there anyway. Cannabis relieved the symptoms. And when he ran out of the cannabis, which is his medicine, then he started to go through this extra mental shit that he wasn't able to process properly. And that's what happened here. It's not the cannabis that caused this to happen. It's the lack of it. He ran out of his medicine because we have a bullshit system that charges too much.
Also, a lot of the
money for
quality of the medicine, so-called cannabis medicine they sell in the UK is shit as well. So it's it's not pharmaceutical quality. No way. I don't know loads of growers who grow far better weed. You get better weed in Amsterdam than you do, if you know what I mean. So it's like it's fucking bullshit.
Shame.
We should make all the so-called legal growers in Amsterdam should grow for the fucking UK medical market. That's what they should fucking do. But ran over.
Anyway, yes. So forum news. Lots going on, really. We moved to a new server a couple of weeks ago, and we've just got over all the bugs there. I think that's all sorted now. It's a little bit faster than the old server. I mean, it's difficult to tell how much faster it is because it was fast anyway. But with the new update to the forum software and the new server, it's all been tightened up. It runs so fast now. It's crazy how fast it is going from post to post, super fast. Yeah, so check that shit out. New server, new forum software. The
Have
forum.
you got rid of your bug
Which one?
that you couldn't look at it? The site you was using.
Oh yeah,
proxy or
mate. It's because I had shit set on my PC to say when I access this website, go directly to the server IP address, and that was like in my PC, in my system, in my
I know what you
host
mean.
files. So
Yeah,
I
the
had
protocol.
to. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
went and deleted
yeah.
that, and then Pat was straight back on again. So the issues I
Yeah,
was stressing
yeah.
about was probably only affecting me. It's like fuck.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
But yeah, so that's definitely
Professional.
fixed now. No, we do the best we can, you know. And but anyway, the forum has a new modern look to it. The text is different. There's a new layout to it. It looks really nice, man. Really nice.
It does look
Modern update.
fire-rubbingly good.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Beautiful. But it's also been made faster, you know, with the way it loads and all this shit, how much info loads on a page and all this computer tech savvy stuff on mobile. So specifically for mobile, you will definitely notice the speed change over there if you use mobile device. I use PC mostly
Rarely,
to get on
yeah.
the forum.
I'm only PC, really.
Yeah, but lots of people use the phone, and you know, Firetop has messaged and mentioned how much faster it is. Yeah. Free Nug says, yeah, I saw the new layout and was like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Really nice, man. It's a big update, and there's still more to come. We've got a new page on the forum now. We had a recent post page, so you click on the recent post page, and you see the posts that have been put up in a particular order. And, you know, you see the title and a little bit what the post was about, and it looks nice. It was cool. But now we got something called the activity stream, which is so fucking slick. It's so smooth. It's just like a weed feed of all the posts and people liking stuff, different reactions. Anything that's going on the forum just gets listed on this activity feed, and you can scroll and scroll and scroll to see however many posts you like. It's really nice. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's in both menus. It's in the top menu for the site. It's in the forum menu as well. Activity stream. Give that a click and just have a look. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Along with that, we also have a boxed layout now, because lots of different ways the forum's laid out. There's threaded and standard. There's lots of different ways, but there's been a new thing added called the boxed layout. So the grow diaries have changed now. It's each one has got a box with a picture on it. Looks really nice, smooth, cool, modern look. It's beautiful. Beautiful, really nice update to the forum. And we've got another, I mean, there's a few more, but there's one specific big update that's coming, should be sometime this week. I just know it's going to be a lot of work, so I'm mentally preparing myself for it before we take the step. But it's going to be big. We'll tell you about it next week.
Oh, I want to know now.
No, we're going to have to wait. Because, you know, if it all fucks up, it all fucks up. And it'll be like, shit. But, yeah, man. Free Nugs asks, can I post more than 5 pics per post? Maybe, I don't know, mate. On the forum, it depends on what level member you are. If you're a new member, you're just a Percy grower, you've come along, you've been on the site for a week, 5 pictures per post. But as you go up, I think known users can do 10, respected can do 15. It goes up depending on what level forum user you are. So it depends on your rank, mate. So you might be able to post 10 or 15. I'm not sure. I should put that in a post somewhere so you can know how much you can. I think it is. If you go to the secret garden in the known user section, I think it does tell you what different things change as your level goes up throughout the forum. What more you can do. It's like at a certain point you can edit your own posts, but you can't do that in the first couple of layers. You know, different things, man. You unlock new shit as you progress through the forum. It's cool, but yeah, still loads of shit to happen, lots of things to take place. It's just a lot of work, man. But,
and some promotions coming up shortly as well.
Some promotions coming up. We're not going to mention those just yet. We haven't decided who and what to, but yeah, this week there should be promotions over on the forum as well. Oh yeah, and maybe next week we should do a 420 special or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's next week, isn't it?
The day before 420 is the next episode.
Oh yes.
We'll think about it. See what happens next week. But that's about it. That's all the news. The forum news, I think. Cool. Don't think there's anything else to add. Just a quick shout out to Bang Switch in the chat there. Haven't seen you for a while, bro. Hope life is treating you good. Yeah, it's nice to see you. Anything else to add? Are we good?
We're good.
Yeah, all
That's
good.
it. Let's go to the smoke break then. There we go. Margaret, you still haven't joined us on Minecraft. Just saying.
Oh,
Just saying.
I know. There's a reason for that. There's a method to my madness, which is I don't want to become addicted like all you.
we want to take your life
I
away.
know. I know. I'm
Join
resisting.
us, Margaret. Join us. Yeah, man.
It's like a cult, it
it's
is.
fun. Yeah, Billy joins us in the Zoom sometimes, and he gets a little bit afraid of joining us. He's like, no, I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah,
get
because
involved
he
in a
also
game like
knows.
this."
I can hear the cultism going on, man.
I know, right?
That's right. It's a good game.
It's
Well,
brilliant.
yeah, fucking, as I said, I was ill all week, man. Got this bastard cold. It's only just disappearing now. It was bad for like fucking 3 days, just in bed, not really wanting to do much other than play Minecraft. Of course, played Minecraft. Yeah,
So you weren't too sick to play Minecraft. but you're
never
telling me.
too sick to play Minecraft, Margaret.
And it's not a cult. Okay.
No,
okay.
that's right. That's right. But yeah, it's fun. But yeah, but being ill, and then the missus was ill as well. She got the same shit I got. Just, man, we were both just fucked, man.
Cornerstones put join Minecraft. They'll give you some wings, and then you're stuck. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Damn right, Cornerstone.
That's right. And now he's stuck.
Yeah, he already came in
He's
for
got
a
his
quick
own
look.
little house.
Now he's
Mhm.
got his own little house, wings, shulker box, you name it.
Yeah. And mild PTSD from playing this fucking shitty game. You know?
From fucking zombies knacking you, and you're not fucking expecting it. I'm just gonna go make a drink. I'll stand here. I'll be fine. Get knacked by everything
fine.
on the game when you get back.
Man, what were you saying about this file you put out there today, Billy? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, if you want, I'll put a file in the VIP lounge for. It's a short story about one of my homeless experiences as such, just about how to get housing and what happened and shit.
Oh, cool. Okay, so people can learn from it, hopefully.
Yeah, just interesting, quick story. Short story. It's like a short story, basically.
Yeah. Anybody that didn't manage to
Oh.
get into the Patreon session last time, Billy
Yeah.
explained to us a few little things about his homelessness, and Jesus Christ, interesting shit, man. So yeah, give it
Yeah,
a
man.
read if you wasn't
I
there.
think we should do an interview soon, Billy, when you get some
Hell
time.
yeah.
We could talk about it so
Yeah.
people can get to know you a little bit more behind the scenes, you know?
Mm.
Instead of just thinking, this
Okay.
guy's fucking fucked.
Weirdo.
They can learn a little bit about why, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a good interview.
On
man.
another note, though, Artemis 2 splashed back down.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
but people think this isn't real. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Why does everybody just assume it's fake?
But
I know,
people
it's
are
a bit
assuming it's
bullshit
fake.
now, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
seeing all over the internet. I can't believe, and they set it off on April Fool's Day. Do they think we're stupid? It's like, are you okay?
Did you not understand launch windows and like that? The
Oh,
trajectory they have to
that's
go on
interesting.
to hit the moon? But yeah,
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
right.
It's funny, but the new pictures are brilliant. Some of them. I can't
Yeah,
wait
a
for
couple
them
of
to
those
take
pictures of the
shots.
moon. Mm-mm.
Yeah, the moon in eclipse and that as well, and all of that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
It's going
cool.
to be interesting to see some of the video
I was
footage.
hoping better. Because you know when they went round the dark side of the moon and there was getting really close to it. I watched that stream when it was like the
Yeah.
furthest away anybody's ever been, and I wanted to see some video of them going around the back of the moon. There's some HD 4K shit. We never got that.
I know
I
it was a
looking
bit
forward to
shit,
seeing
but
it.
you've got to think they've got to send like all the telemetry for like their health, all 4 astronauts' individual bios, the ship's
care about that.
bios.
Don't care, but I want to see pictures.
No, yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Why? Like
We
any
just
of
want
them
the
could have just
Earth
take
porn.
their phone with them and
You know what I mean?
stuck it
They
out the
did.
window.
They all
I
had
don't care about
iPhones.
statistics like, oh, astronaut 3 has got a fart brewing. It's like, no,
Yeah.
send me the fucking picture of the moon. I don't care about that useless shit.
We may get some good pictures now. They're back then off their phones.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm saying,
Hopefully.
but they've given some form of camera equipment to say, look,
Yeah, they had
Normally-
iPhones, they had an actual camera, and they had like a iPad to download it all.
because they didn't have
onto.
that
So
stuff,
cool.
you know, as much back in the day, did they? But like you
Yeah.
said,
No.
now we've got 4K. We could see in the dark and all that sort of stuff. It'd be nice. to see.
Yeah, isn't it? Where's all the infrared dark pictures? Like,
Yeah, so cool. So
yeah,
cool.
innit?
And
We want to see
it-
the alien moon bases.
Allegedly.
We fucking want. No, allegedly. Like, we know they're there. Come on.
I'd love it.
Yeah, but that's been super cool.
But-
Apparently, they're talking about landing on the moon in 2028.
Let's ask Margaret what she
Yeah.
thinks about alien moon base. Let's
And
get some
do I
insider
think there's an alien
information.
moon base? Probably not. I think we would know about that already. Are there aliens? Yes. Yes, there
Are
are.
they
course there
visiting
is.
us?
They
one
gave
on
up
our
on us a
show.
long time ago. They're like,
I
this place is
reckon.
a hot mess. It's a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Let's
innit? That's
run.
what I think. If we look at these fucking mentalists, fuck that. We're off.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless, or it's the octopus in the ocean.
Yep.
They could be the
But
aliens.
after probing us and then our cows, they probably realise their cows are probably not much off the intelligence rating of the human species, and they think, fuck that.
Yeah. In comparison to the actual
Yeah.
aliens, maybe not.
They're like, they're just gonna
exactly.
blow each other up anyway. Just let
Yeah,
them do
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
They can't get involved. They're not allowed to get involved because of the Prime Directive.
Oh yeah, Prime Directive.
Right.
Until
Yeah,
we're
good point, Marcus.
multiplanetary, they're not allowed to interfere.
So until Musk sends us
Says
to
who?
Mars.
That's the rules, man. That's the rules of like a spacefaring civilization. They would be far more intelligent than we are, so they know that they can't come down and if there are aliens out there visiting us, you know, but they wouldn't be able to come down and interfere with our shit because
Ain't
we'll
they
just
already
argue
have
and kill
with-
each other.
with a few people?
Maybe,
They've interfered with a few people, haven't they, with their probing and that. so-
maybe.
But and they've lost a couple of spaceships doing it, apparently. With all the,
I mean,
with
they
all
could
the,
come and be like, maybe there's something to salvage here and try and help us out. But I think they were like, no.
They're not allowed to. They can't interfere. They have to wait until
So
we
they
become
say.
spacefaring. And then when we become spacefaring, they need to interfere then to make sure we don't interfere with anybody else. Yeah, the Prime Directive. It's the rules, man. It's the rules.
What's space bearing then? What counts as that? Us going to the moon,
Multiplanetary.
Mars?
I think
Oh,
getting
so when
outside, having enough
Does the
energy
moon
to
count
get
as
outside of the solar system.
multiplanetary?
No.
Oh, so no, outside the solar system.
Yeah, I would
Just
say
because the
outside
problem
solar
is
system.
we've only actually got one planet we can use in our solar system. That's Mars. We might be able to
Mhm.
use a couple of the rocky moons, but
Mhm, mhm.
the others are gas giants, or the others are too close to the sun and burn us to fuck. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, we are
Mars is
we
the best
are
idea.
the only the rocky planet. Us and
And
Mars.
even that's dodgy. Because
Yeah,
Mars
but we
doesn't have
can
the iron
slingshot
core, so there's no
every
magnetic
3.5
field.
years, isn't it? No, we
Yeah.
don't need it though, do we? We create our own
Yeah, that
sort of
would be the
domes.
plan.
We're a biodomes and AI sold Tesla robots doing all the building and shit, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Free
probably.
mahi, free mahi.
So it'd be
Okay.
interesting to see where we go,
Biodome.
isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
man.
interesting. I don't know about this Prime Directive thing, though.
What
It
do you
sounds
mean?
sounds made up.
Well, of course it's made up. Everything's made up. It's not
Exactly.
law of nature.
Yeah,
Right.
Everything's made up.
So, they could maybe come and help us out of our bind.
But would it be helping us? Think
It's a
of
good
the
question.
reaction that would be had between the different religions around the world if we suddenly found out that we are not the only species that exists.
Oh, come
No.
on. They all know. They know. Come on, deep down. They know.
But they don't, though. That's the thing.
I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
well, let
It's
them
like
deal with it.
It's like the Star Trek film at the beginning. I'm not mad Trekkie, but I watched the new films, and one of them, they're at the beginning, and they're at a primitive civilization, and they have to hide the ship, and they have to hide them being there. And what they're doing is they're trying to stop the planet from blowing up by sorting out their core or something like that. But it's like at all costs, do not let the primitives see you because it will start. They'll just be like, we don't know what you are, and it'd cause
There's that
madness.
them islands. I can't remember the specific. Maybe it was in Vietnam, where there was an uncontacted tribe, and there was some battalion or something from the U.S. Army that had shipwrecked or crash landed on this small island, and they had all this technology and stuff. Like their radios, and this primitive tribe had never seen anything like that before. So they sent out radio signals to the main guys, like, we've crashed here, we need you to send some supplies and then come and pick us up. And they did it through their radios, and they got their shit, they left, everything carried on. But the primitive tribe that was still living there, like 30 years later, people went back to check on them, and they had built themselves little wooden boxes in the shape of radios, trying to talk into them to have stuff land out the sky like the other guys did.
Yeah.
It
Like
just
the gods
influenced
that
their
came
culture.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the technology we have now is indistinguishable from magic to people who are still in the Stone Age.
Yep.
You know?
Right. Yeah,
Crazy.
but what about to the aliens?
What
Well,
do you
this
mean?
is it. Their
Are you saying
technology
we're
is
too
magic to us.
primitive even for the aliens that we'd be like,
Probably.
oh my,
So.
oh
We
my
can't
God.
even comprehend what kind of technology they have.
No.
I know, but I think we'd be a little more open-minded to it than a primitive tribe on some
Humans?
island. Sure, it would be a good distraction. Maybe instead of like blowing
Open-minded.
shit
You'd have
up,
every young
be like-
adult and teen running around with like headless chickens on social media saying it's an invasion and this and that. Yeah, the world would implode. They really would.
well, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for the world to implode.
Maybe.
I'd like to watch all of them youngsters running around like headless chickens. It'd be funny.
Cargo cults. That's the one. William Cease in the chat there. Cargo cults.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I like the whole. I like the whole aspect of the Prime Directive. I think it's smart. I think it solves a lot of the problems of why we haven't seen aliens yet. Yeah, interesting. Random tangent. Gosh.
Yes, indeed.
Gosh, we
Indeed.
go on some random things sometimes, don't we? Gosh. But yeah, interesting. Let us know, everybody. What do you think about aliens? Are they visiting us? Are they
They've got
watching
bases in the
us?
water. They've got bases in the sea because we
Yeah.
don't even look inside the sea.
Mhm.
We know more about space than we do about the Marianas Trench.
Mm.
Right, hence the octopi.
Exactly. And someone I think put in the chat earlier, octopus the first alien.
Yes,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yes.
Have you
It
not?
makes sense.
They're amazing creatures,
Incredible.
super intelligent. You
Mhm.
cannot fucking keep them out of anything. They will work it out and they will open it and they will get to what they want
Well, they're still
inside.
in the fucking ocean. They haven't worked that out yet. Just saying.
Yeah, well, that's because that's where they'll be left alone.
Yeah, but that's just like saying we go into space and we can't breathe. They go out the water and into the space they can't breathe. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, smart creatures. You see those
Very
videos
smart.
where they just like float up to a rock, land on it, and then just
I know, change colors.
camouflage.
Instantly camouflage.
So wild.
So cool, man.
Have you
You're
ever
telling me
seen
that's
So
not
cool.
alien?
My Octopus Teacher? There's that documentary. It was
You
really,
got a teacher
really
that's
good.
an octopus?
There's a documentary called My Octopus Teacher. It's very good
Cool.
if you like that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like
interesting.
predator stuff, isn't it? You know, predator camouflage.
Yeah.
Just unreal. It's got, you know, we would kill to have that type of like camouflaging technology. Well, the military would, wouldn't they?
Maybe they
Yeah.
have, bro. Maybe they have.
Maybe they do.
But the military only ever
Dun,
uses
dun,
it for one thing,
dun.
and that's to like literally blow up people. So fuck them.
Very true.
Lobby Lobster says Mr. Tentacles, he teaches ethics and maths.
N-
Yeah.
Lobby was in his Lobby used to be in his class as a small little shrimp
Yeah.
before he was the lobster.
Yeah, interesting. There's some random tangents there. Should we go on to the grow guides? Are we ready? Does anybody need to get a drink or anything before we go?
Oh, good.
No, I've had my edibles.
We're good, Billy? He's not back. Is he going to get a
No,
drink?
I was on mute. I'm just rolling a joint. So
Sweet.
yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Right then.
like
Going to mute that noise.
All right. We can wait a minute until you've done that. I'll fill up the mighty again, is what I'll do while I'm here.
Yeah.
We can wait, everybody fill up their stuff, and we'll go into the grow guide to talk about how to prevent disaster in the grow room. That's what we're talking about today. I'm actually getting warm now, so I should probably take this Oodie off. Gosh.
Oodie?
Oodie.
Connect
You have
your
Oodies,
reservoir
Margaret?
to-
I own hoodies. Yes.
But do you own oversized hoodies?
Oh, right. Hoodie. Is that what you call it? Hoodies are like super oversized? No,
Yeah,
I don't have any
Oodie's
super.
oversized, big. You know when
oversized
Homer
ones.
Simpson got fat on that one episode? And he wore like that one.
Like fatter?
Yeah, big. Yeah, fatter. Yeah. And he had that
Right.
one thing. That's what it reminds me of. Just a big Oodie. Just oversized hoodie.
But what do you call regular hoodie? Just a hoodie?
Just a hoodie.
Hoodie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting distinction.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do it, lady.
You don't need to
Huh.
fucking get Oodie. I can't believe you don't know what an Oodie is, especially living in Canada where it's freezing.
It's a
We
fucking
have
brand name too. that
parkas.
Oodie.
Parka.
No, but that's a parka. That's a coat you'd wear outside. When you're
Well,
chilling
yeah.
in the house and you want something big and lazy to just wear.
They don't have to pay the electric prices and gas prices we do,
True.
mate. So they
Yeah.
have
That's probably
heating
true.
in Canada.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
have heating in West Korea, so we need Udi.
That's right.
Know
We
what I'm
need
saying?
hoodies to survive. We need extra space to fit more people in so we can share body heat in
This
the
is
same
exactly
jumper,
it.
you know?
Yeah. I've got 4 dogs, and guess where they are? All in my Udi. Keep me the hell warm.
In the Udi pockets.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go to the grow guides then. Should we do it?
Let's
I think
do
we're
it.
ready. I think we're ready. It's time.
Do it.
Let's go.
I hear somebody's dog barking.
I hear a dog, so did you hear the dog?
I did hear that. Didn't hear the rain, but I heard the dog.
That one, my dog.
We heard somebody's dog barking. Was that yours, Planko? Dog barking? Is there any? Planko also said we have candles and terracotta plant pots. I also have those on Minecraft.
Yeah.
That was our polar bear barking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your polar bear dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog. One of my fucking dogs holding fuck shit on dog walk today. Very rare that she does something like that.
Stinky.
Absolutely crazy. And then I'm trying to get her into the bath, but she's absolutely fucking terrified because
Wait, what did she do? I missed it. What did she do?
rolled in fuck shit,
Oh,
or at least got fuck shit on her. She must have just like brushed past it or something.
Fuck
I don't
shit?
know.
Stinky as fuck.
Yeah, it's just terrible smell.
just just stuff, just whatever she found. My daughter's dog rolls and stuff all the time. We took her for a
Ugh.
walk yesterday, and she rolled 4 times and stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, we took her for a
Yeah.
bath after.
Well, I was trying to get
Pretty
this one in the
gross.
bath, but she's terrified of going in the bathroom because and she's a Labrador as well, so she'll happily go in any water whatsoever as long as it's not rain and as long as it's not clean bath water. She don't want any of that. Lakes, streams, ponds, puddles, all good, all day long, but not the bath. So trying to get her upstairs, and she's just freaking out. She's thinking she's going to the bedroom to chill. Like, no, get in there. And she looks at me like, no, I ain't going in there. Like, get in the fucking bathroom. And she fucking freaking out to the extent where I'm thinking she's going to run into the bedroom and get fuck shit on the bed or piss all over the floor because she's so fucking nervous. So I've had to tell her to get outside in the garden. She got in the garden. I've had to spray with the hose and she's terrified of that. So she's just running around the garden. I'm trying to blast her with the fucking hose. I'm like, oh my God, man. This poor dog's fucking traumatized. Well, I can't have her in the house for the fucking fuck shit on her. Jesus. Anyway, Brandon Sanchi, welcome to the Grow Guides, everybody. Yeah, poor dog. But anyway, so we're talking about how to avoid disaster in the grow room, and sometimes it's really difficult to avoid disaster. It can just happen out of nowhere, but other times you can put things in place to make sure that the disaster isn't as bad as it could have been. You know what I mean? So there's some things you really can't do anything about. If there's a power cut, pretty fucked. You know what I mean? Your fans ain't running, the lights ain't on, all sorts of problems. But luckily that doesn't happen often. You get power cuts where you ask me.
No, not really.
No. What about you, Billy?
No, not really. Sometimes because of Cornwall, but
It's just rare,
yeah,
isn't it?
not-
It's rare.
It's rare, yeah.
We always get a letter through saying the power's going to be cut because of some sort of works. We rarely get power cuts because of weather, etc., etc.
Yeah. Back
But
in the
yeah.
day, but in the late 80s, early 90s, I remember there being
Oh,
power
yeah.
cuts all the fucking time. It's a normal thing. What about you, Margaret, in Canada? You guys get power cuts often?
No, not really.
Right. Because that is one of the things we're going to be talking about. But yeah, sometimes shit happens that you can't really do much about, but sometimes you can do some stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What can go wrong and how can you prevent it if it's possible? And the first thing we should talk about really is heat waves and temperature spikes. Billy, you want to talk about heat waves and temperature spikes like we have here in the UK? Gosh.
Oh yeah, temperature spikes. God. So, why heat is becoming more of an issue in the UK because they think our summers are getting warmer. I'm not sure if they are.
No,
Actually,
we had that one good one. We had one
Oh,
good
yeah.
one in the last 10 years. Gosh.
Yep.
Innit? So you got ideal and dangerous temperature ranges, obviously. And what do you think the temp makes a dangerous temperature range?
I think inconsistency is the most. That's the
You
bitch
think,
thing because
yeah.
the plant can get used to shit. I've had plants growing at 35C and they've fucking loved it. But to go from 35C to 22 to 35 to 21 and backwards and forwards, each day is different for it to try and.
Yeah, it can't build up resistance, or
Yeah,
you don't
you
know
know,
how
it
much water to
mhm.
drink. And yeah,
Mhm.
I get what you mean. the
Like, just-
fluctuation.
These plants like consistency, and that's the biggest thing. It's not just being ridiculously hot. If it stays ridiculously hot for a couple of weeks, plant adjusts, it'll be fine. It's gonna love it. But if it's just fluctuating all the time, pain in the fucking ass, man.
Yeah. So
You know?
you've got the effects of high temperatures, which can be a reduced growth, stretching, especially if obviously it's during stretch stage. That's really when you want to keep the temperatures consistent and sort of like good airflow and shit. Because the plant is sort of restructuring, so it's deciding on what it wants to do. So that's when it wants consistency, so it can decide this is what I want because this is the consistent way I'm living. So every buds as well, because obviously it's putting effort into growing and doing other things. So the buds are not getting nice and dense, so they're going to just be airy. You're going to lose terpenes as well, obviously, because it's not then producing more because it's getting really hot, or some are burning off, like the pinene and all that burn away if it's really hot.
Yeah.
So, but then others like what grow in California and some parts of Africa probably suffer some serious heat. So,
Yeah.
but then they're going to have less terpenes, so they maybe use something different. So, also LEDs don't always solve your heat problems. Depending on where you live, if you're getting heat fluctuations, then that's not going to make any difference because you're getting them for another reason. So it's outside of the tent condition. Normally, that you've got to stabilize that to then keep the inside more stable. Generally, that's the sort of thing. Like your extraction system not working properly or not keeping up to task can be a big issue. So if you're running a 4-inch and it's not working, then you're going to have to upgrade to the 6. So if you've got 1 4 running, then maybe put another 4 in as well. So you've got 2 4s running at the same time. That might make a big difference for you, rather than 1 6, 2 4s. So it's these sort of things you've got to work out how much energy you're using where and what you're going to do it. So, and the importance of like the lung room temperatures, like I say, like outside temperature of your tent. So you've got to keep
Having
that
a long
right.
room can make such a massive difference.
Yeah, or even a long hallway. If you've got a window in the hallway, you can use and get and things like that. So it's sort of like it's just keeping on top of the temperatures, keeping them regulated. That's what you got to keep on top of. Like, and again, like oversized extraction fan is a good way to prevent it. Just if you need a 4-inch, have a 6, and then have a sort of a temperature, have a dial in there, some sort of like a AC infinity type system where it regulates it for you. So you're only really using 4, maybe 4.5 of your 6, if you get what I mean. So, but you're better off having the 6 there for when you need it, rather than only having a 4. Then when you do definitely need a 6, it's not going to cope. So, go over bigger. All the ladies like it slightly oversized. So, passive versus active intake. So, again, you want to make sure you're taking in air rather than just using any passive air. Like you want an active intake, so good fan system sucking it in hard. Like again, we're talking about the ladies sucking it in hard.
Jesus,
they love it.
Jesus.
Yeah. So well, it was Easter last week, so I've got to make you say Jesus.
Right.
Pulling cool air from outside and cooler rooms, obviously young lung room and outside air. Make sure you can keep that as cool as possible. Like you don't want to be pulling in some boiling hot air from a sauna. You don't want to be sticking your fan in the sauna. I think I'll take in the air from this room. So yeah, running your lights at night can help sometimes because obviously it's cooler temperatures at night. The sun's not shining, making it a little bit hotter. So it just keeps that temperature again regulated. So depending on where you are, that can also be the option. Unless your nighttime is obviously hotter than the daytime, but it's very rare because of the sun. Tends to play a little role in that. So, yeah. Was you going to say something there, Macky? Oh, do you breathe intake, or is she sucking on the thing?
Not really to either.
Okay.
So
I'll carry on then.
The running lights at night is that's an important thing. You know, if you're heading into summertime, then definitely run your lights at nighttime rather than the daytime. Because if the lights are on, even if you got high quality LEDs, they're going to produce heat. And when it gets in the middle of the day, midday sun, when it's the hottest part, you can be heading into the late 20s, early 30s in the summertime with the lights on top of that as well. It's just too much. And though it does get warm at nighttime too, nowhere near as warm as it is in midday. So if that's a concern to you, make sure you're running your lights at nighttime. Isn't it?
Yeah. Also, if you can use aircon or portable AC, if that's possible. But again, that's down to sort of size of room, space, costs, and just loads of variables in that. So just think about what size and space you're using before you're setting up, really, if you can, or what alterations you can make to fit stuff in.
Yeah.
Monitoring your temperatures as well. Don't guess. Actually, stick a thermometer in there.
Yeah.
It's quite cheap, so it's not difficult.
That's right. And if it gets too much and you can't deal with it, then take it back out. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Important things.
That's it. Yeah.
It's one of the biggest factors when it comes to growing, I think. You know, some people stop altogether in summertime because it gets so warm. But there are ways around it to try and keep things manageable as the temperatures get hotter.
Yeah, if you're forced to grow in your loft, then it's different than if you've got to grow in your room, if you know what I mean. So you can keep a room a lot colder than you can the loft sometimes. So it's just work. There's workarounds. So yeah, it's know your space, really. It's important.
So next up, we have something that you can't really prevent. It's kind of out of your control, and that's power cuts and equipment failures. You can do things to reduce the impact it has, but if a power cut takes place, not really much you can do unless you. Anyway, yeah, Smee, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, if a power cut comes and that's it, no power, no lights, no fans, no nothing. And if you're in a tent, obviously, that's an issue.
I think that's the worst thing as well. You know, it's like if the lights go out just this one time, it's not going to be too much of an issue. It's going to be minor for the plant. It's only one day, but not having that fucking fan on for even an hour, the smell, the humidity build up, the risk of mold, scary shit, man.
Yeah, that humidity goes through the roof, especially if you live in West Korea and it's 95% humidity outside already. You know, it's like, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. So so this is what happens when the power goes out. No airflow and humidity spikes. Lights go off unexpectedly. Pumps stop. You know, and this is important. You know, if you're in a hydro system, and all of a sudden,
hydro, you're fucked, aren't you?
If you're going in Rockwell hydro and you don't know that your pump stopped, that Rockwell's going to dry out pretty quick.
DWC, mate, or ebb and flow.
Yeah. Anything that requires a pump to get your water to your plant is going to be a nightmare. Going to be a nightmare.
Air stones, man. Fuck. DWC without air stone in it because the power's gone off. Damn.
Yeah, your water's going to go funky pretty quick, isn't it? And then your timer failures. You know, all these things. You know, you might you might not have a power cut. Your timer might fail, which is essentially a power cut. If your power don't come on because of your timer, you've got no power. And cheap equipment risks, fans, filters, over time dying off. You know, there's a few things that can cause all your environment, temperatures, humidities, and stuff like that to go haywire. And some will happen instantly, like a power cut, and some, you know, like we say, over time with the failure of timers and fans and lights and stuff like that. So you're going to be wondering, how do we prevent all this? Well, using reliable timers and gear. You know, some gear, sometimes, what do we say? Buy cheap, buy twice. You know, but when you're in this game, it could be buy cheap, buy 3 times, because you ain't going to just lose. You ain't going to have to buy another fan or a new. You might lose the crop you're growing at the time because of that equipment failing. But, you know, powdery mildew, you know, bud rot, mold, they can come pretty quick when you've got decent airflow. And even when you have got decent airflow, and you've got a bush in your front garden that's got powdery mildew on, and you walk past that bush when you know, come in and out, and then you go into your room, trust me from experience, there's a bush in the front of my garden that's getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? So it can, you know, and you can think you've beaten it, and you haven't, and it can be very costly. So get your surge protectors out. Get all the stuff that's gonna keep your equipment going as long as possible. Regular checks on your equipment, having a backup option is always the best case scenario. If
Yeah,
you
man.
can, if you've got a spare fan, a spare this, a spare that, you're laughing. Ideally, you know, and I've been thinking about this after the last few grow guides we've talked about energy usage and stuff like that, and I've been looking into these electric power boxes you can buy. They're, they're a little expensive, a couple of grand, but I worked out from what I use, I could charge one of those boxes and it could run my whole setup for 3 days on one charge.
Wow. Okay.
And do you know how much? Do you know how much it cost me to charge that box up? It charges in 3 hours.
Wow.
So it cost me next to nothing. Well, it cost me, say, maybe 10 quid to charge that bad boy up
Yeah, man.
for 3 days of power.
And to have that kind of backup, because I was thinking as well, if you get
That's
a power
great
cut,
backup.
what can you really do? I mean, you're gonna fucking fire up a generator? Do you have
Yeah.
one? How
Have you got a
loud's that
hamster
gonna
you
be?
can put on a wheel that's going to
Yeah.
run real quick and,
Mhm.
And
get
get
that
the
shit
missus
going?
on the exercise bike. Go on.
Yeah. Pedal, love.
You know what I mean?
Chop,
What
chop.
can you really do? It's tough shit.
Yeah.
Everything's out.
And
And
this is why I was looking into to something like this. But then as I started getting into it and I'm looking more and more, it could not only be, I could be it could totally run my whole stuff for 3 days. I'm
That's
thinking,
crazy.
well, if I bought one twice the size, that's near enough a week's worth of running for a 3 to 6 hour charge.
Yeah,
So
man.
technically my grow's only using 6 hours of electric every week.
That's great. Well, and it
Crazy or
just
what?
in case the shit hits the fan, everybody
But yeah.
concerned about that sometimes. Imagine if the power grid goes down for 3 days. Just
Yeah.
having something like that in the background. That
And
makes
that's a
you king.
possibility right
that
now
does.
with what's going on in the world, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I had
Yeah.
a power
Look
outage
at-
last year for 5 days.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
ice storm. Yeah, that
it
happens.
happens, man. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's better to have that shit and not need it. So yeah, I didn't even think of that. One of those power
And of-
banks you can get.
and
for
of
the
course-
house. That's a good
And
idea.
of course, I've just read in the comments get a backup generator, but unfortunately, I don't live in a place where I can run a generator without my neighbours going, "What's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
generator bloody running?" But these
Mhm.
electric banks that you can pre-charge
Yes.
make
Silent.
no noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, it's got like 4 ports on it, so I would never overload. Two.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's a good idea because things can go wrong. We can get power cuts, and if you're in a position where you can get one of those, I highly recommend it. I'm not quite in that position yet, but it's on my horizon now. Now I know it's available. It's on my horizon, so I'll be saving up for that, and hopefully watch this space, and I'll let you know how it all goes. But yeah, that's definitely something that could save your crop, basically, save your
The
whole.
Free Nugs in the chat there, being a bit affluent there with his freedom choices, because you could say things like that in your country, but in the UK, you say something like that, you're gonna get in trouble because this is West Korea now. We half joke, that's serious shit. He says, when your neighbor asks, "What's that fucking power sound?" and you say that's when you say, "None of your fucking business." Yeah. It's just going to get you in trouble here. They'll call up the old bill, be like, "He's got loud sounds," and they'll come around checking it out. Are you using that to post on Twitter?
Stormtroopers will be coming round, mate. They will.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
I'd
don't
have
know
my
what
door
it's
kicked
like.
in to generator usage.
Damn.
I think
Well, yeah,
you
man.
need a license probably in West
Mm.
Korea to run a generator.
Yeah,
Jesus.
probably do. Some kind of
Yeah.
license for it. Fucking
Well,
crazy.
it's because if you had a generator, you wouldn't have to be plugged into the grid,
Yeah,
right?
you wouldn't be so dependent on the government. and
Exactly.
That's not what they
Yeah,
And
but
want.
that's
you're
not-
using
that's
it
not-
when the grid's not working, so that doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They'll be like, "Ooh, he'll be using that when the grid is working. Let's go get him."
No one's gonna use a generator while the grid's working. That's crazy.
Depends
Why
on the
would,
price
why
of
would you use a
fucking heating.
generator?
You'd use a
Electricity is expensive, you know.
Yeah, but don't you run
so
your
it's
generator
fuel now.
like gasoline? Isn't that like?
That's
Yeah, but
through the
not a
roof
You can
at the
get
minute.
you can get red diesel pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Shit. And then you filter it through the catalytic to make it look like normal diesel. That's what I've seen on documentaries one time. Just saying. People do all sorts of crazy things.
But the generators run on that?
Yeah, I suppose so.
They're also they are noisy as fuck.
Yeah, they're noisy. And the fumes as well. You know?
Yeah, like there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't use a generator if you didn't need to.
No.
But yeah, I like the idea of them pretty much they're power banks, aren't they?
Yep.
Power bank for the house. Sounds like a nice idea.
Power bank for the house, yeah. Because it's, all this smart home technology, smart plug in your car, Tesla malarkey now.
I mean,
everyone's
imagine
putting
the money
big
you'd make.
power banks in their garden.
You pay $2,000 for it now, right? But grid goes down for 2 days. Everybody's like, I need to charge my phone. Oh, need to charge your phone, dear. I have the capability of that. You know what I mean?
I have the capability of running 2 4-way adapters from this machine. I can rent 1 4-way to my neighbour. There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
That's your fridge kept running, so all your food that doesn't spoil.
Yeah, that's a big one.
How much would my neighbour? I just said to my neighbour, how much did you pay for all your food in there? Blah blah blah. Right, I want 50% of that. So I'll charge you. You spent £100 on shopping. I'll charge you £50 for the next 3 days.
That's right.
To keep your fridge going.
You can imagine Smee when the apocalypse comes along. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm going to charge you 50% for your fridge, and your wife now lives with me."
Yeah, Mad Max time. Here we go. Your wife is now my new dishwasher. Jump to it.
What the fuck? I have things to say about that. Fuck
you know what I mean? Jesus, man. The misogyny, Smee. It's disgusting.
That's right.
Gosh.
It's not your fucking property.
Jokes, people. Only joking, government. I don't joke about anything. I am very...
the government fucking supports that shit.
They're already coming for you now, Smee. He's got to get a generator. Take him down. Anyway, let's talk about pests. Because this is another problem that can arise that needs to be dealt with. You want to talk about pests, Margaret?
Sure. Pests, and prevention's always better than the cure.
Of course.
Although that's always great in theory. But some of your common pests are going to be your spider mites, fungus gnats, and thrips. And if I was to wish pests on anybody, it would be fungus gnats because they're probably the easiest to deal with.
Yeah, they are really, aren't they? God, but thrips and spider mites, fucking Jesus.
Yes. And you have to remember too, some indoor houseplants are prone. I've never had them, but I've heard that ivy as a houseplant is pretty prone to spider mites. And one of my kids had a ivy in the house and she had to get rid of it because it was just consumed by spider mites and it killed the plant. So they're a pain in the ass no matter what you're growing. And obviously if you notice some of these pests like spider mites or thrips, or what are some of the other ones that I'm drawing a blank now? What's the other big
aphids?
That's it. Yeah, like these infestations can spread pretty quickly. So you want to deal with it ASAP if you notice anything. And prevent it, of course. Common way that pests will get into your grow environment, it's going to be your clothing, your pets, and new clones or plants that you're bringing in to the house. So bear that in mind. So what do you guys do though when it comes to clothing? Are you changing your clothing before you're going into your grow room?
It depends. If I've just been doing normal shit throughout the day, then I wouldn't be too concerned. But say if I've been on a picnic or been to somewhere where there's gonna be loads of bugs, if cutting the grass, walking the dogs through a fucking field with extra long grass and shit like that, I'd avoid the grow room then. I wouldn't go in there under them circumstances just to be, extra. But if it's just a normal day, work, going around the city, you're just not really getting in touch with any kind of nature kind of shit, then you don't need to be too concerned. You can take the extra precautions if you want to, but I don't think it's a massive problem.
So none of you have your hazmat suit get up or whatever like you'd see in a professional grow space?
Nah, I would like to, but it's just a bit extra. Because I know I'd get it for 3 days. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna put the suit on, and then on the fourth day, I'd be like,
oh, fuck it.
I won't do it today, and it'll eventually wear off to I'm not doing it at all. I'm not. That's just the way it's gonna go because that's how I am. He's like the interest will be there for a few days. Like, yeah, look at me, proper professional now. I look like Jesse Pinkman. Let's go.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't wear a beard net and things like that then? That's what you're saying.
No. And just speaking about beard nets, when you go to these fucking shops, you got these teenage kids there, right? The guy's got
Mhm.
like 3 or 4 hairs on his fucking face. He's got a beard net on. The beard net
I
is
know, the
actually
poor
more
kid.
than the fucking beard is. It's like, bro, what are you doing? What are you even
Isn't it?
fucking doing,
You need
man?
a fucking beard before you need a beard.
Well, first
net,
of all, he's
motherfucker.
probably being told he has to wear it, and I'm sure he would love to not have to wear it.
I don't
You
think so.
might
I
make
think
him
he's
feel like a
loving it.
man. Look,
That's
I'm
right.
a
It's like,
man.
You
now.
really
See,
think
I've
that
got
that kid at
my
some
beard
shop is
is
just
so
like,
buff,
I
I
love
have to
this.
wear this net. It's like, no, it's not, bro. Take it off, Steve. You look like a knob. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, fair.
Ju-
That's fair.
Just
All
go
right.
and fucking shave it. It's nothing there anyway. Shave the fucking thing. We know why they do it. It's a hygiene thing for sure. If the guy had an
Yeah.
actual fucking beard, I'd be like, where's the hairnet, bro?
Right.
You know,
But I suspect it's policy where they have to wear it regardless or something. Or if you have your
It's
three chin
the
hairs, they're
hair's
like, you
more
gotta
than
wear a
like
hairnet.
half an inch or something. They
Yeah.
come along with a measuring tape.
yeah.
Yeah, that hair's too long, mate. Either cut it
Yeah,
or
see,
put the
Freaknuts in
beard
the
net
chat
on.
says he
You,
has
you
stubble.
didn't
and he
shave
has to
this
wear
week.
one.
Put
Yeah.
that fucking thing on.
It's a humiliation saying that you're a bit of a trampy wino looking motherfucker. Like,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
look at
That's how you get people to
degenerate.
stay away from
You
you, though. That's the best thing to
degenerate
do.
bum.
See, Free Nugs in the chat says he has no hair and he still has to wear.
I think they're
hairnet.
just taking the piss out of you, Free Nugs. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Innit? That's
You
what
know?
they do. Look at this gimp.
Anyway,
That's what they're
yeah.
saying.
So
Yeah. Anyway, also keep
Anyway.
your dogs, your cats and dogs out of the tent as well, or your
Yeah.
grow space.
Especially if they've
'cause-
been on the walks, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and they like to. Everything is attracted to dogs, I guess, and cats if you're taking them outside.
They are the coolest, you know. What can you do?
They are,
Mm-hmm.
until they bring pests into your grow environment, and then they're
Yep.
not so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big
early
Try
detection
to
is-
run fuck shit all over the place. That's you know.
To be fair, if my dogs get into my grow environment, it's my fault, not theirs.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
I agree. Mate.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Ca-
I agree with that too.
I don't want them in there, so it's down to me to make sure I keep them out. They don't know that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Can't sit them down with a piece of paper and say, sign this, doggos,
Yeah.
because I need you to not go in here. I wish I could, but yeah, so I always think sometimes it's my fault if my dogs get in.
right.
Yeah. Best way to look at it.
Yeah. So how do you
Anyway.
prevent getting pests in the first place? First
Just-
of all,
Yeah. First of all,
clean
Well,
your grow space. Make sure your habits are good. Keep it tidy
Mhm.
and clean and disinfected between grows so that you kill whatever might be there. If there's something lurking, don't bring outdoor plants inside, which totally makes sense because I've taken house plants outside before too. And they're like, if you're going to bring them back indoors, you have to quarantine them or
Yeah.
something to
Mhm.
prevent pests from getting into other outdoor or indoor plants you might have. So that totally checks out with your cannabis plants too. Quarantining new plants and clones that you are bringing in, because you do hear from time to time about clones causing problems
Yeah.
as well. I've never dealt with that, but
Yeah. Viruses
Uh,
and pests. And bringing
yeah.
all sorts of dodgy shit.
yeah. Checking the undersides of your leaves regularly, just keeping an eye out for potential issues. Using sticky tapes as early warning, and just keeping your environment dialed in.
Mm-hmm. That's it. When
And
the
no
plants...
problem, you'll never have a pest ever again.
Well, hopefully not. But they
Hopefully you're that
they
easy.
don't just spawn out of nowhere, do they? They get brought in by something. So as long as you're just cautious with what's coming into your grow room.
Do
You
they
should
know
be
where
okay.
the fungus gnats really come from?
Yeah, that is a strange one because they do just fucking appear out of nowhere, them little bastards.
Medium.
Yeah.
I think
A
their
little bit
eggs
wait
lie
for too
dormant.
long. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
so
Yeah,
their eggs
maybe.
can lie
Because I've
dormant
had them
for
on house
fucking
plants
ages,
and
so.
weed plants, and they're
Yeah.
just pain in the ass.
They
It's
just
kind of
look-
like what are the fuck? My brain's not working today. You know, in your kitchen in the summertime when you have those little things.
Fruit flies.
Yeah,
Fruit flies, yeah. Yeah, they just
it's like
appear
fruit
from.
flies. Where do they come from?
Yeah, just their eggs are so
You-
small, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, man. And they live in the soil with the fungus gnats, and when it's just wet for so long, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is good hatching
Yeah.
conditions."
I've heard they
Mm.
do like that.
Little
The
fuckers.
soil, damp soil. Yeah.
But that's what keeps them easy to get rid of. You know, just dry the medium out for a few days.
Diatomaceous earth on top, dry the medium out, done.
Mm-mm. But yeah, just try and prevent it in the first place. Try not to get any pests in there. It does happen, and we have episodes to help you out with that. Everybody, if you got pests and stuff, and you need help, we do have episodes covering that. And let's talk about another fucking disaster. A real disaster is mold and bud rot. when this shit just out of nowhere comes along and takes the biggest cola. Yeah, or the biggest few colas. You lose a few ounces and just discover mold. Goddamn. And it's mainly caused by high humidity, when the humidity gets really high, but mainly the poor airflow. Because you can have low humidity in the grow room, but there's little pockets of stale air because it hasn't had good airflow, where the humidity builds up in those small pockets, and that causes the mold spore to germinate and starts growing throughout all your shit. And before you know it, there's bud rot all over the place, or mold. It's some bullshit, man. And it happens with the dense buds as well, because same problem. There's going to be stale air pockets, humidity builds up, mold spores germinate, and they take over your grow. Some bullshit, man. Some bullshit. And the thing is as well with the bud rot and mold is you might not notice it for a long time, because it could be inside the buds growing away and you don't see it for days. It's just there eating away at your buds. Tragic, man. Tragic. We've all had bud rot, right? I've had bud rot a few times. But have you
Yeah.
had bud rot?
Of course.
Yeah, it's bastard bitch.
Because it
I've
just
never had
happens,
bud
doesn't
rot.
it? You've never had it?
No, I've never had bud rot, but I've had powdery mildew,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
that's just as bad.
No, bud rot is worse. You can save powdery mildew. You can,
Yeah, but if
there's
you
things you can do.
yeah, if you miss it though, mate, powdery
Mhm.
mildew, you can wipe out your full lot. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Bud rot's some nasty shit, man.
Bud rot's nasty as crap.
And we have a whole episode on this, and regardless of if you had it or not, you need to go listen to the bud rot episode, because preventing it is the main thing. You keep the plenty of airflow in the grow room and keep the humidity down to below 55 if you can, then it's very unlikely that you're going to see the bud rot. The air movement is so important, so just preventing it in the first place. And we've got loads of ideas on how you can do that over in the bud rot episodes. Take a look at that. But, keep the room humidity low, especially in late flower. Strong airflow around the whole lot of the grow room. Just don't blow it at one section and leave the sides. You want oscillating fans, numerous of them, above the canopy, below the canopy, and just let them blow all of the air all over the place. Get it extracted, get it refreshed. It's just so important. It's a good way to make sure you don't get the bud rot in the first place. Make sure that you do good defoliation. So again, it's about the airflow, and don't overcrowd the plants. So, say in a 4x4, it can be really tempting to put 5 plants in there. 4 and then the one in the middle, really tempting. But when that shit's flowering and there's no space, man, you'd be better off just having the 4 instead of having the 5th in there, risking no airflow and a massive risk of bud rot, because you're going to lose that much that 5th plant was anyway. So don't pack in your grow rooms either. Don't overcrowd the plants. Make sure they're properly defoliated so air can pass around the room, because the stale air pockets, that's what's going to give you the mold spores germinating. And mold spores are everywhere, like fucking everywhere. They're already on your plants. They're everywhere. So all they're waiting to do is find the right time to germinate, the right conditions. So don't give them the right conditions. That's the best thing you do. Low humidity, good airflow, and you'll be fine. Monitor the humidity at the canopy level as well. Not just don't put it up on the ceiling of the grow room and think that you're picking everything up. You want to get it where the leaves and where the buds are. And as the plant comes to the end, as you start flushing, if you're going to start flushing, the plant gets a little bit weaker. It's a little bit more susceptible to mold and different infections. So just be aware of that as well. Just make sure you keep plants happy and healthy, low humidity, good airflow, and you shouldn't see bud rot. But you still might, and if you do, yeah, that's just the way it is. It happens. Fuck yeah, no. It can still happen. Tragic. But definitely check out the mold and bud rot episode, because we tell you early signs and things like that as well, so you can notice it sooner. And the sooner you catch it, the earlier you get to it, so it spreads less as well. So you're going to be able to save more. So learn how to keep an eye out for it, and learn how to remove it safely without spreading it around as well. So definitely check that out. Well, another thing, another disaster that can just happen in the grow room is just overwatering and root zone issues. Is this Billy? You want to talk about overwatering? Because I thought with you and living soil, this is something you would know about.
Yeah, if you want me to talk about it. I suppose John's not here, has he? So someone's got to do it.
That's right.
Right, do I have to say roots and all of that? Or
Preferably make it legit.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So overwatering and root zone issues.
He would not have said overwatering. He would not have said that. That's not his accent.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Overwatering, I don't know, how does he say it? Like
Holy.
You got the roots right, though.
Holy.
Yeah, roots. Holy. Yeah. So why roots need oxygen and not just water? So obviously, like roots need oxygen, not just water. It's overwatering, and they can't obviously breathe, so they can't get
Mhm.
oxygen. So therefore, they die, rot away, go all skanky and mouldy, brown, and go blur. They become really soft and just squishy in your fingers. And then as soon as they do that, you're like, oh fuck, root to death.
Mhm.
So drooping plants is the big sign of the overwatering. You see, it's like you
And
drowned
it's,
them, or
and it's also a sign of not watering enough. You know, it's one
yes.
of
So it's both. So you know what a drooping plant looks like if you've not watered. Well, it's the same thing basically, and really slow growth as well, sort of thing. So it's like, yep, don't really need to be doing that because you want, especially like autos and stuff like that. We don't need them slowing down at the wrong stages. It causes nutrient issues as well because it's not able to breathe and drink and get the right nutrients to itself. So it's gonna like be slacking behind in the old feeding issues.
Also, as some nutrients are more soluble than others. So if you overwater, I think it's
Yes.
phosphorus that will go into the water, and then when you flush it out, more of the phosphorus. It might be potassium. I'm not sure which one it is, but one of them gets flushed out a lot easier than the other. So if you're overwatering and just flushing out more and more of the potassium or phosphorus out of the medium, you're going to get deficiencies because it's not there like it's supposed to be. That's an important factor as well.
Yep. You'll be sitting in the bottom of your runoff trays.
Mm-hmm.
So the differences in soil, cocoa, and hydro can be quite big because obviously hydro, it's difficult to overwater in a way because it is living in water. So, but it's also not. If you run in an auto system, then it should automatically be fine. But if you get the balance wrong, then well, your Mac can overwater, I suppose, isn't it? In your hydro, cocoa. Is it possible to overwater in cocoa?
Nah, cocoa holds
off,
just the right amount of water. Yeah, it's the main problem is not watering it enough. You know, and with main hydro, if it's mostly water, air stones are important because it's about getting that air to the roots as well. And cocoa, when you water it, the water washes through, but it pulls the air into it as well, so it refreshes the air and the water when you're watering. Same thing in soil; it just takes longer. And that's why if you keep it too wet with the soil, it's not going to be able to bring the air in as well because it saturates it more. But for cocoa, even if you've just watered your cocoa 10 minutes ago, if you water it again, the extra is going to come out the bottom and pull the air along with it. You know, and that's the good thing about cocoa. That's why it's such a good grow medium. It's because it just holds just the right amount of water. There's still plenty of air that can get to the roots.
Yep.
So prevention really is you need a proper wet dry cycle in soil, especially. Obviously, we live in soil, you don't want to get completely dry and stuff. So you keep mixing the top of the soil, and you know how dry it is underneath because it gets drier and drier, and you'll know just by the mixing of the top inch or two. If you know what I mean. So just keep playing with your soil is the main issue with that. Good drainage as well, sort of thing. So if you're obviously sitting in big piles of water, it's not too good because it's going to just soak up and overwater again. So you have a good drainage, which you should do really if you've got cocoa anyway, really. And living soil should have half decent sort of drainage systems, way of getting rid of it. Airy medium as well. If it's too airy, literally, there's too much air flowing through it, it's going to dry out very quickly, and there's going to be less like medium to hold the water in. So it's just going to be a bit
same
pointless.
the opposite as well. If it's not airy enough, then the air's not going to get to it like it should. Finding that fine balance, having a nice light soil is important.
Don't water on a fixed schedule, not blindly, sort of thing. Don't think, oh, it's been day 3, day 4 now, I have to give it loads of water. It's sort of like, we'll give it a bit to check. It might go that extra day, or it might not need a day earlier because it's been a bit hotter. So it's sort of like, don't just blindly jump in and water, sort of thing. Monitor it. Monitor each plant as itself. That's what makes half the fun about the living soil, is that type of thing. Is sort of like the individuality of each plant becomes a bit more specific in that manner. So keep the root zone temperature in range. Obviously, you don't want to get too cold, too overheat as well. So so that's part of the watering system as well. It's just
Mhm.
keeping it nice and fresh, as such, like a fresh summer's day, nice and breathable,
Yeah,
but a little bit damp,
that's
like all
it.
the ladies like to be.
Happy plants. Happy plants. Jesus, Billy. Yeah. So keep an eye on that one. The overwatering. Once you get it down, it's all right, isn't it? Once you figure it out with the medium you're using, it takes a little bit of a learning curve to try and figure out how to water a specific medium because they all have their little subtleties there. But once you figure it out, it should be fine. But
Mm.
things can go wrong if you
Yeah.
don't do it right. You know. So let's talk about number 6, the biggest cause of most disasters in the grow room, and that's human error. I want to talk about human error. That's me.
Yeah, that is the biggest cause as far as I'm concerned. All my biggest faux pas have been because of me. And yeah, overwatering, overfeeding, pH swings, they they all come hand in glove. You know, you can get lost in that. You think you're overwatering, so you stop watering, but in reality, you was underwatering, and and then like you said with cocoa, Macky, if you don't keep it moist, if you don't keep it moist,
That's
you
it's
get that
something a lot of new
AC
growers
spike.
overlook, isn't it? When it comes to growing cocoa, they let it dry out. Like, oh, the
Yeah,
cocoa was
yeah,
still wet. The cocoa was still wet, so I didn't water it. It's like, no, you should still water it.
yeah,
You know, it's different.
yeah. That's it. You get them EC spikes when you don't water, and you let them dry out too much. And yeah, changing too many variables at once that can cause a lot of problems. If you think, you've got an issue with something and you change 4 or 5 things, what of those 4 or 5 things were causing that issue? You don't know. It could have been one of those 4 or 5 things. It could have been all of them, but you don't know because you've changed it all in one go, rather than you know thingy. And this brings me to the next point: panicking and overcorrecting. You know, I get it. When I first started, I did every one of these things. I see a tiniest little mark on a leaf that wasn't there 20 minutes ago because I'm looking at it so much, and I start panicking, and I'm like, oh, do this, do that. No. And that's, again, brings us on to the next problem, which is chasing problems instead of diagnosing. I was looking for the problem, so I'm seeing it, problems that weren't there. And when in reality, if I'd have just found somewhere like Pest's, been able to diagnose the problem, the panic would have been over. So yeah, how do you prevent all this human error? Some people, myself, I use automated systems. I use auto pots for my water and an AC Infinity to keep my temperature and environments all sorted. So it gives me a little bit more room.
Technology.
Yeah, but it gives me a little bit more room for that human error. It takes
Mm.
some of that human error out, because human error was the biggest mistake for me throughout the growing. And keeping things simple, making gradual changes, observing before you react. And the most important thing when you first start, you don't have to do it when you've, I don't know, 5 or 6 years in, or 10, 12 crops in, whatever. But keep a log, keep notes at the beginning, because you will forget what you did the last crop when something happened. You'll think, oh, I fed them this, but in reality, you didn't. You fed them that. And right at the beginning of all this, we talked about consistency, and that's what you need to do. You need to stick to a consistent routine, because your plants do like consistency, and you can grow out of the parameters if you're consistent with it. Like we said with the heat, if it's consistently at 35, you're going to be all right. But if it's up and down, it's gonna suffer. And it's the same with your routine. If you're not remembering to put silica in, if you're not remembering today, and you're sporadic with what you do, it'll be inconsistent for your plant, and your plant won't thank you for it. So having that notebook is imperative, I'd say, because you can, I used to do it when I first started. I wrote down everything I did while I was doing it. So I'm feeding X, Y, and Z. And, you over elaborate at first, and then you
Mm-hmm.
manage to shorten it down for a bit. But
Yeah.
you're able to, at the next time you go in your tent, you can open your page up and go, "That's what I did last time. Right, excellent. Now I need to do this." You know, and then if you've written it down in like a calendar book, you can preempt certain things and go like, right, start checking for this around about now. Around about this time, you need to maybe think about lollipopping. Around this
Mm-hmm.
time, you need to be thinking about PK. You know, stuff like that. You know, it will take away so much of the human error if you have got a notebook, and the notebook is basically your fucking first AC Infinity controller. You know, my AC Infinity controller, I program what I want it to do, but I
Did you want to
took
give your
all of
discount code
those.
before you told us more
Yeah.
about Infinity?
But I got all of those programs from my notes. You know what I'm saying? So I know, you know, and that's how I managed to do it. So yeah, keep your notes, and it will eliminate some of that human error.
That's right, man. Makes it much easier to check back on things.
And
We have
it's,
one more to cover
DC
here.
Infinity is the promo code.
DC Infinity, I like it. You should reach out to him and be like, "Yo, give me a discount code, 10%. Let's do it." DC Infinity.
We'll give it a crack here.
But yeah, you can prevent a lot of problems just by keeping the grow room nice and clean and well maintained, right, Margaret? You want to do the last one there?
Yeah, this is just keeping your grow room clean and nicely maintained, like you just said.
Yeah.
Because dirty tents is what's going to give you pests and disease, which is what we don't want. You don't want old plant matter left behind, dirty tools or pots, or poor airflow design. So deal with all those things. I mean, you should be probably tidying up between each grow anyway, and like cleaning and sanitizing your tools and all that stuff. So yeah, clean between runs. It's a pain in the ass, but it's nice to start with a fresh new growing space. Wipe down all your surfaces, sterilize your tools, keep your grow space organized, and make sure you have good airflow right from the very beginning, and you're gonna do fine.
It's pretty simple. And you know, just keep an eye on things. Don't be too hands on. Let things do their thing. You know what I mean? Just make sure we've got a nice environment. That's all you have to do, really. But problems do happen. Some are preventable. I hope if you do get any issues, then you know we've covered them there, and you are able to sort things out. But you can also get help over on postysgrowroom.com if anything unexpected arises and you're like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? Just come and ask for help over on postysgrowroom.com. It's all free. You know, good community over there. Lots of people with lots of experience who's always happy to help. So just ask for help if you need it. But yeah, lots covered there. Is there anything that we're missing, do you think? No, I don't think so.
Nah, we
Okay.
got it covered.
Let's do the listener mail then. We've got a couple of questions there. Let's do those.
Yes.
So we got a note from Dave. Do you want to talk about Dave's notes later, or do you want to do it now, Billy?
It's up to you. Don't matter. Get the other listeners out the way of first, innit?
Let's wait. We'll leave Dave till last. I'm sure he won't mind. We got this one from Free Nugs, right? It's long again.
God.
Free Nugs.
Maybe
Just
maybe
saying.
she's gone first. Now he's saying it's free nugs. Fucking hell.
It's pretty short for a free nugs question.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. It's not bad. It's only 4 lines. Free Nugs says, "Hello, HOHG. Hope you missed me." Of course, bro. Of course. There's a whole week with no Free Nugs in there. And you didn't message us on Discord either or anything. Jesus, bro. Where you been? Anyway. As some of you know, I have started some photo periods to go outside. My weather isn't quite ready for them to go out yet, but when we start plants inside, they need to be hardened off before going outside full time. Do you guys have any certain practices you like to do in order to harden off your plants? Thanks, guys. I hope you all had a great Easter. # Percy Strong. Yeah, cool, man. It's a good question, Billy.
I've
get
got
it
a
out
few
of the way.
hardening.
Come on.
I've got a few things I do to harden off, but I don't think they're appropriate here. So carry on.
Brilliant. Well, Billy doesn't have any sound advice then. And for me, I don't know, man. I'm just a little bit less fucking bothered by this shit. It's like, oh, I'll just put it outside, man. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be
that's what
that
I was
bad.
gonna do.
You know, some people would say put it outside for an hour on the first day, then bring it back in, then 2 hours, then 4, 8, and gradually over a week just increase the amount of times it's being put outside. For me, just put that fucker outside, man, and let it deal with it. It's gonna have to adjust. You know what I mean? It's probably bad advice, but that's what I do. You know, I've done that with my cacti. It's like springtime's over, unlikely to see any frost now. And it's like, before you put your cactus back outside, you should, you know, slowly adjust them to it. It's like, now, fuck it, get out. Get out.
Yeah.
And they're doing fine,
Macky,
man.
Macky's plants live in Sparta. You know what I mean? The
Right.
weak
Yeah.
get thrown off. Then
Right.
get
That's
out
right.
there.
Yep. Only the strong survive.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, but it would be a good idea to, you know, just a few hours first on a nice day. Don't be putting them out there when it's hailing and shit like that. You know, make sure you put them out there on the first day they go out, on a nice sunny day with decent temperatures. And then that should be fine from there, I think. You know, don't put them out on a shit day. Just put them out on a nice day. But I don't know. It depends how, in the UK and West Korea, our weather fluctuates so fucking much. You know, one day we were looking at 20 degrees. Like yesterday, it was 20 degrees, beautiful day. And it was a couple of days before that, it was 3 degrees C with hail and loads of rain. You know, there's a big difference. Don't put your plant out on the shit day, you know, put it out on the good day. And they'll thank you for it. What about you, Billy? Well, Margaret, you actually do grow outside sometimes, don't you? So do you do the whole
Yeah.
hardening off thing?
No, never have.
Straight out?
Yeah. And that's what I hadn't even considered hardening off the plants before putting them outside. I do have some growing right now, so I can put them outside, but I can't really do it until the end of May. So,
Mhm.
because that's when the threat of frost has finally
Wow.
left.
All the way into
Yeah.
what, like the end of May?
Yeah, it's usually like the third weekend of May.
Wow.
There's like a long weekend that we have here in Canada. I don't know if they have it in the States. They might actually, but yeah, usually you wait until then because it can still get pretty cold at night, even if
Mhm.
it's nice during the day. So you
Yeah.
just want to make sure you avoid that frost, and that's usually the rule of thumb.
Well, as is it after April? Early April, the frost should have gone. We should be good for now.
I wish.
Yeah. Oh, that house there. Billy, you got anything to add to that one? Well, you did add the whole hardening off thing. No, Smee, you didn't
Yeah.
say anything about this, did you?
I've never grown outside living in West Korea, so I wouldn't really know. And I don't have house plants that I take from inside to outside sort of thing. The only thing I could maybe suggest if you're worried about it is you can get those like plastic crappy like put up take down greenhouse things.
Greenhouses, yeah, the small
Yeah.
ones.
And if you're worried about nighttime temps, just whack that over it on a night and just leave the door open on it or something like that. You know, I don't know. Maybe try something like that. But Dr. Margaret said it. Just get it out there. If that's what Dr. Margaret does, then do what
That's
Doc-
right.
Yeah.
No.
Just gotta wait
She
till
has
the
got
frost is
actual.
gone.
I'm doing theoretical physics here, and Dr. Margaret's actually doing the physics. So yeah,
That's
go do
right.
it. Do what she says. Free nugs, mate. You won't go far wrong.
Well, so from Lobby Lobster, the guy with the octopus teacher, he said, "Hi and homegrown crew. Off the back of the boxing last night, because there was a boxing match last night. Do you guys think cannabis? Spelled a little bit wrong. Do you think cannabis should be classified as a performance-enhancing drug? There was a snowboarder many years ago who had some medals taken off him for testing positive for cannabis.
Yeah,
It's
he was
certainly
Canadian.
Yep, not surprised there.
Ross
it's certain-
Bagliati.
Did it happen to that Oscar Pistorius as well? Did he some kind of dodginess with using cannabis?
I think
I
he
don't
killed
know.
his wife, didn't he?
Yeah,
Allegedly,
That's-
gosh, that was a
Doesn't he-
terrible accident. I heard.
Oh,
Uh,
well, he had other stuff going on besides
But no,
weed was
OJ.
the least of his problems.
No, it was OJ as well. Allegedly, gosh, he's trying to get us in trouble. Anyway, yeah, there was a snowboarder and he had his medals taken off him. It's certainly not performance enhancing for me, well, unless you consider the amount of kebab I consume without a smoke versus with a smoke. P.S. The mentioning of kebab is in no way and lesbian related. My lawyer told me to add that. Always wise words there, Lobby.
yeah.
I don't
done,
know.
Lob.
I think it depends what you're doing. I mean, I mentioned.
What, okay, I'm just curious what happened with this boxing match. Was there somebody accused
Tyson
of using
Fury
can?
won. No,
No,
no.
unanimous decision. Think it was a third round TKO in one fight, and then a majority decision. So yeah, really interesting and entertaining fight.
And were any of them, was anybody consuming cannabis?
I have
I
no
wouldn't
idea.
think so. Wouldn't think
No.
so.
Okay.
I can only relate to the MMA world, and there's a set of brothers in the MMA world called the Diaz brothers.
Oh yeah,
and,
they've been longtime advocates for cannabis.
Absolutely, and Nick Diaz got suspended for 5 years by USADA for using cannabis. And Nate Diaz was on Theo Von's podcast just lately, and he said he was asked the exact same question: is cannabis a performance enhancing drug? And he said, when you smoke weed, do you feel performance enhanced?
Right.
And
depends
that
what you're
just
doing.
said it all to me. Yeah.
Back in the day when I used to smoke shitloads of weed, because I would play chess back then as well. And I would have a different level of focus when I was playing, when I was high back then. It would help me focus, block out everything else. You know, like that, using cannabis to treat ADHD, where there's just always so much fucking going on and your brain's just triggered by all these things all the time, but you need to focus on something. Then if you just smoke a little bit of cannabis, it helps you focus on the task at hand and ignore all the outer stuff that can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So I
I
found
can
back
appreciate
then
that with
helped
chess.
with chess, but now it's different. If I smoke
But
now,
imagine-
because I don't smoke all the time, it messes with my game. I can't think properly.
Yeah, but imagine
Right.
imagine now playing that same game of chess, but someone's punching you in the face.
Yeah,
It's
it's
I don't think the cannabis is gonna.
there is
you know.
boxing chess. People do that, you know.
Did they do box seriously?
Yeah, there's boxing chess.
I'm checking that out.
Yeah, crazy.
That's
shit.
hilarious. But yeah, I can see where Nate Diaz is coming from. If you're in a high stake, if you're in a fight, you know what I mean. And some of these guys, they get really hurt in some of the fights, so it can be a fight for your life sort of thing, or that's how you would feel if you're in the MMA cage. I don't think, other than maybe numbing the pain a little bit, which I think these guys are already numb to anyway. They've been punched so many times. I don't think it is a performance enhancing drug at all. I think once you start getting punched in the face and you're worrying about getting kicked, taken down,
See?
elbows.
John Lewis said there, I set better laps at go-karting when he's stoned.
Get in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See? It depends, man. Depends on the situation, depends on the person, depends
I
on
think
the sport.
you're right.
You know?
Yeah, I don't. As far as pro sports go, I don't think
I
it's
don't
really
think
performance enhancing.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
I mean
I
it might
don't
be
think it's
good for
performance
like
enhancing.
after if you want to like
yeah.
I don't know deal
It's
with your
good as
aches
an-
and pains.
Yeah.
It's good as an
And
aid
that's-
because, like you said, aches and pains, but also recovery time for your mind and your
Yeah.
muscles.
That's
So I
right.
think it could enhance your next performance just because you've recovered better.
Yeah.
But that's not performance enhancing. That's just like
That's recovery enhancement.
Yeah. It's like having
exactly.
sauna.
That's what
Yeah.
EPO
And you're
does.
probably using that in conjunction with a bunch of other tools, like you said, like sauna and cold plunges and all this other massage and all this other shit.
They use
that
it in the
they're doing.
NFL now, don't they? Sort of, they studied it with sort of like the
Yeah,
footballers with
they
the brain
did.
injury traumas.
There's
and
another
stuff.
thing.
So it's like it's
Yeah.
amazing.
If you
So
want to write a
why not?
song, you fucking smoke a joint, that's going to be definitely performance enhancing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to create
Yeah.
something like that,
Beatles.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does. It depends on the performance. What type
Depends.
of performance
Depends.
enhancement you want. I
That's
think
right.
cannabis
Yeah.
does enhance certain performances, especially if it's like he said, he sets faster laps, better laps and stuff like that. If a machine's doing a lot of the work, you're controlling said machine. But I think physically, if you're saying running or snowboarding even and stuff like that, I'm not sure cannabis would enhance your performance. I think, to be fair, I think it'd labour your performance a little bit because you want faster reaction times and stuff like that. You don't want to be dulled by something. So
I tend to agree. And I was thinking more
Interesting.
sports anyway, just because Lobby Lobster brought up boxing and the snowboarding. So
that's
yeah,
why I was
absolutely.
thinking. I
Yeah.
didn't think
Probably
about the other
means
side. So
swimming,
thank
though,
you.
being a lobster.
I would say it would help you personally because you'd be more controlled in mind, body, and spirit, but it wouldn't enhance you physically like steroids or something would. Yeah, so
Just going to
But
have
you're
focus
definitely
a
right
little.
with the recovery because that's what the Diaz brothers use, and a lot of when CBD and all the THC became
rugby
legal
players
in
are using it
America.
now.
Yeah, all of them are fucking
In the
endorsed
UK,
by some
sort of,
sort of
yeah.
CBD oil company now. And
Degenerates. Oh my goodness,
Yep.
all these cannabis users.
Well, you've also
Terrible.
got Phelps, in it, who stopped using cannabis after
That's the
smoking
guy.
bombs, become world champion
Phelps.
twice over different
Yeah.
periods.
It
and
wasn't
smoked
Oscar
cannabis in
Pistorius. It
between.
was that Michael Phelps.
Michael
guy was
Phelps,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, and that's swimming where you really need lung capacity, and he smokes bongs, so it's like he just fucks that out the water, don't he? So
I don't know if Phelps is Lobby's arch nemesis. That might
yeah,
be.
maybe.
So anyway, last question then we have here. It was a good question, Lobby Lobster.
Yeah,
let us know,
cheers, mate.
everybody,
Mind
if
you,
you have an
the-
opinion on it. Let us
The
know. what it
fighting
is.
chess sounds interesting, though. I might have to have a game of chess with
Yeah,
Macky,
chess
though.
boxing. Chess, bro. You don't want to.
That's going to change the
shit.
next over the board game we play, Macky.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
and
We're going to go down Stonehenge. We'll do it in the middle of Stonehenge there, Billy. Good times. Anyway, P. River Pothead has asked, hey, y'all. That's what they said here. That's not only what they've asked. There is more. Can you leave humidity packs in your jars too long? It's my first time curing, and some jarred buds are very spongy, not wet. I don't know what to expect. It's been in jars for almost 4 months. Humidity packs added about halfway through. Also, I'd like to get into the kebab consumption versus challenge there with Lobby Lobster. Yes, thanks, gang. Yeah, it does sound like an interesting one. How many kebabs can you eat when you're smoked versus not smoked? But let's carry on with the main question. Humidity packs, I don't use them, never have. I think just putting weed in jars when it's at the correct time is good enough. And especially when it's only 4 months curing as well. You should be good with the moisture that's in there from harvest if you haven't dried too quickly. And spongy, not wet, that's good. That's how you want it. You don't want it to be wet, really. Just a nice sponge. And then Billy likes to leave his out. Billy, you want to explain what you do with your buds?
Yeah, if they've been sort of stored like he has with the, well, what are they, the humidity packs as such, I'd always make sure it's left out like 24 hours, 48 hours before I smoked it so it dries off. I like to be able to sort of be able to crumble it with your fingers, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still going to be a little bit waxy and stick to your fingers, not into dust, but just so you can just check for if there is any stalks and stems. And if you have to have a grinder to grind up your weed and you can't do it with your fingers, then it's not dry enough to really consume. It's not got to that 15%, which I like to aim for.
Yeah.
That's the best smoking time is probably 15% humidity in all buds, and humidity packs are normally like sort of like 40 to 60 range. So which is
58 to 62 because they're used for cigars originally.
Yeah, I suppose. So that's what you're looking at. So yeah, far too much water to consume in that.
Yeah, good for long-term storage if you can store it at that kind of to consume
for long term,
lower.
but to consume you need to be like take it out. So if you're only going to store it for 3-4 months, then I wouldn't use a humidity pack at all.
No,
because it's gonna keep well for that time. It's only for long-term storage, I would say 6 months or more. So which is when you want to start using them, and then you'd want to take them out again before use, long before use. I'd like take them out the whole jar and let the jar breathe like for 48 hours before, and then close it up again and start using the weed from that jar, sort of thing. That's how I would do it. That's personal preference. So.
Yeah, so you should be fine there, really, isn't it? With 4 months, humidity pack in there for a couple of months, should be fine. Should be decent weed.
And when you're using humidity packs, if you're wondering what it should feel like when you take it out of the jar, it should feel like when you've trimmed it. You know, when you've just trimmed it for the first time,
spongy,
and it's
not wet, is probably about right. Yeah, it's probably
and
about
you chuck
right.
it in the first time you ever chuck it in a jar. That's what a humidity pack tries to replicate. It tries to replicate to get it back to that. Because if you think about it, when you're drying at 60-60. Yeah, but it's drying at 60-60, isn't it? So you're going to take it down to 60-60. So when you put it in the jar, it's going to be around the 60. You know, when you've trimmed, it's going to be around that 58 to 62 range.
Right.
Again, depending on environment, if it's wintertime, the longer it's out, it's going to add humidity. If it's summertime, the longer it's out, it's going to take away humidity. You know, so, but yeah, definitely after 4 or so months, if you're going to use a humidity pack, whack one in, and it should keep it around that 60% mark, which would be nice and spongy.
Yeah. Free Nug says tobacco isn't dry as fuck when you roll it. No, if you use rolling tobacco, then it's wet. But if you use cigarette tobacco, those cigarettes are dry as fuck, mate.
Yes, they
depends,
are.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
Cigars are dry as fuck when you hollow them out for blunts. You know, when back in the day they didn't have these wraps, you had to hollow out your cigar if you wanted a blunt.
The old Philadelphia.
Yeah. Philly blunts. Come in
Yeah.
them little them metal tubes, fucking real nice and fat, lovely. But yeah, you had to holler them out, and they're dry as hell, man. They're dry as hell, and they're kept, in little metal tubes.
Slice them with a
Well,
blade.
we did cover something like this in the in one of the recent episodes as well, where we
I
spoke
think we
about
did, yeah.
long-term storage of cannabis, and
Long-term storage.
just if it's going to be just a few months, then in jars is fine. After 4 to 6 months, then maybe start putting the humidity packs in, vacuum sealing any longer than that. So you got to judge about the amount of time you're going to be storing it for, and then just storing it accordingly. And I think you're doing things right there. A couple of months without humidity packs might start getting a bit dry after that. So just put a humidity pack in it, and it'll be fine.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
And that's my and I keep my bud up to a year. So after a
Seems good.
year, I want to make sure I've smoked it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good
So
for
there we
long
go.
time.
That's all the questions. I don't think there's anything else to add there. I think we're good. Oh, Dave. What's Dave saying?
Yeah, no. You've got the kebab consumption thing. What's he on about that? The kebab consumption.
Because Lobby
challenge.
Lobster said they're it's certainly not poor performance enhancer for me. Well, unless you consider the amount of kebabs I consume without a smoke versus with a smoke.
So, that's what it was.
Yeah, he wants to be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Dave?
Kebab challenge.
What's Dave
saying? Dave sent in a note saying he wanted to thank his uncle Pedder for lending him his reach around glove. He's lent it to him because Dave's fire rubbing gloves have got holes in them. So thanks, Mr. Fowle, for helping Dave with his gloves there. He also said well,
sorry,
what for that?
No, just reading something in the chat. Sorry. What's
Okay.
anything to do with what you said at all? Nothing.
No.
No.
So did you get his uncle's name?
Yeah, his uncle Pedder.
Yeah.
Mr. File. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nice. So Dave also said he's applied for a job with Tesla for Optimus to design their new hands for the robot. He just liked the idea of applying for a hand job.
Very nice. Very nice. Good luck with the job, Dave. Good luck.
That is a true job, but to actually advertise that there as well, not just on a funny note. That is, you can actually apply for a hand job with Tesla.
Nice.
Doesn't surprise me at all, man. Doesn't surprise me at all.
I've also got a fact of the week as well. Actually,
Let's do it. What's the fact of the week?
A fact of the week is because I was obviously Artemis 2 and all that. I was looking at Planet Earth stuff, and I've realised about the name. It's called Earth, and I just typed it into Google, and it come up with the fact that Earth is the only planet named after, obviously, the dirt and Earth, but everything else is named after sort of Mars, Jupiter, and all that.
Yeah, well, gods, yeah.
After gods, Roman or Greek gods. So, so we are the unique in that manner that Earth is Earth. And obviously, Earth comes from the English name for earth, ground, meaning soil or dry land.
How do we get such a boring name?
I don't know.
Because we've known of it for the longest.
Yeah, because it's English is the most commonly used around the world. The 12th to 15th century it has become Middle Earth sort of thing.
And it's the planets used to fly throughout the sky, didn't they? They're, like on the background of the stars are all still, but the planets move across the sky as the year moves on. So they were seen as like the gods traveling around in the sky because that's the only thing that would have made sense to them.
Celestial.
Yeah.
Yes, celestial beings as such, and that's why they named them after gods. Yep. But yeah, Earth is just Earth, and I think that's quite cool. I didn't really realise that, even though I knew it, I didn't really know it. You know what I mean? It's something you know, and then until you're told, like, oh yeah,
and it's the only it's the only planet in the solar system that we didn't discover. You know,
right? Because we're already on it.
Yeah,
already on it. And another random thing like that is the brain is the only thing in the universe that named itself. How fucking weird is that?
Oh yeah.
Very interesting.
Crazy. Like the Earth has hemispheres.
Another strange fact is the JWST, which is a James Webb Space Telescope. It sees in the infrared, and because it sees light so far away, the light we see it's from it. So all the image from the JWST, it started its journey before the planet Earth was even fucking formed.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that's how old the light we are seeing now is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's how far it's travelled. Yeah, before
some
the Earth
places.
was.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just mental, mind-boggling. That fact is, it's just weird, isn't it? Fuck me.
That's right. Ask us more science questions, everybody. We know all the answers.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
That's about
yes,
everything.
'cause we have grok.
We're good, right? I think that's everything now.
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
all, man.
Sweet.
Yep.
Let's go to
Final
the outro.
fact of the week.
Let's do another fact of the week next week, Billy.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
sure, man.
Outro. Let's go. There we go. Firetop says, "Where's the wind come from?" It's just convection currents, man.
Yeah, your
Beans.
Hot
buttocks.
air rises,
Beans,
Hot air
yeah, good point.
rises.
Yeah.
and then the pockets of the hot
Bad
air,
eggs.
where they moved out, the wind flows in. It's just air movement. But anyway, this is the outro. Yeah, nice show, everybody. Nice show. Yeah, I think we covered a lot there. John still won't be back next week. He's still on his cheerleading course next week, but I think he'll be back the week after that. He should be back. Hopefully,
He's getting
Fingers
good use
crossed.
out his blonde wig then.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and he gained a lot of
And
weight
his
over
budgie
Christmas,
smugglers.
so his budgie smugglers are fitting a bit tight
Yeah.
in the pictures we've seen. Yeah.
Is he wearing Crocs or sandals? That's the question.
With
I think
socks.
you wear high heels,
Yeah.
mate.
Oh, right, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but you can't have socks with them.
No,
That's the
no.
problem.
He
You're a
only
bit of a
wears
sock
one
man, huh?
sock, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Ah.
He cuts down to
Yeah,
the one
that's
sock,
right.
does he?
That's
On
right.
his middle leg.
Yeah, that's right. I think it was a court injunction. He has to do that now because the skirt's really short. You know.
So he has
Anyway.
to put a sock on it.
Hope you're having a good time, John. Hurry back, bro. Hurry back. Yeah. So
He
yeah, good
needs
show.
to.
Don't forget to head over to the forum and see all the new updates. And there's going to be more throughout the week. We'll talk about them next week. We will, everybody. And you'll be like, that update is really fucking cool. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah, good show, as always. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Anything to add here? Any more bullshit to say before we wrap it up?
Nah,
No.
bullshit. There
No.
you go. I say bullshit.
Just
Says
like
more
and
bullshit.
subscribe. That's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wave
That
and
thing, yeah.
shit. That's what's
Yeah,
left to
wave.
do.
Goodbye, everybody. Stay high, stay safe. See you on the
Have a
next
good week.
one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.